qu'il y a les voix des humains.
Continue. Please proceed. Thank you.
Welcome back, Mr. Darboe.
Bismillah, Mr. Darboe.
I hope you have rested a bit.
Jigita ifo nyondin kendo sorole.
Yes. Thank you, yes. May I give you the warning again? It's an offense.
Badunge ya
Lie on the oath before the commission.
Badunge ya marikoteke nyimu luwa tinyaldi puruka kumasoto balovo komiso nyati lingola.
It's also a criminal offense to provide false testimony in this country.
Ndungani kabi fana nyimu fana luwa tinyaldi puruka tumalamen na kalile ibina sedandro dila yekumosoto fo meyalanko amansoto ofana luwa tinyaldi banko kanja.
You have a right not to incriminate yourself.
But hanin kabi onya nyanto be bulle pur ikane fandung kumo nyim fana kono.
But you don't have a right to lie.
Hanin kabi fana imal nyanto soro puruka fani yafo.
Are you ready to proceed?
Be pareri ne bampuruka tentengila sedandirola.
Yes. Before the break, you told the commission that Babu Cham lied against you when he said you were present and participated in the torture of Fernando Ku and others. You said Babu Cham also lied against you when he said that he was told by Mfansu, what's his name? Nansumana Fati, who said that you caused the injury on his genitals. You also said Lamin Kabu lied against you when he said you went to the police to fetch him.
Lamin Kabu fanang ay kumula fo mamayalon ko kumasoto balolem birintuma lamen na ko ibulata no kan itata no kan police la korra bado kata no kan kamurundinang.
You also said Ibrahim Jim Drame lied when he said you went to the police to fetch Kabu.
Iko fanang Ibrahim Jim Drame o fanay kumasoto balolo fo ikantu malamen ako jang kunun ko itata police la korra bado pour kata Lamin Kabu kata no kan kamurundinang.
You also said
that
Basiru C, Jibril Kanyi, and Alassana Balde, all three of them lied that Abbas Jaju was tortured. You also said Jibril Kanyi lied when he said you participated in the torture of Joko Sow and Seydou Sow.
Jibril Kanyi fani yala fo biring tumalame na ko ite da bulata Joko Sow aning Abbas Jaju nyon la tajire yaro.
You also said Basiru C lied when he said you participated in the torture of Joko Sow, Abbas Jaju, and the others.
Biringa ko ite da bulata Joko Sow aning Abbas Jaju ni do ko tangol la tajire yaro iko fana mu fani yaldi.
You also said Alassana Balde lied when he said you and Basiru Si tortured Joko Sow and others.
Basiru Si altolde Joko Sow aning do kotangol
and others.
Basiru So and Joko Sow aning ibu so kontangol aning do kotangol iko fana mu fani yaldi.
Joko Sow testified.
Joko Sow ay said and rodi jang.
You also said that Joko Sow lied when he said that Abbas Jaju himself and the others were tortured.
Iko hanin kabi Joko be fani ya fo la biring akutumala men Abbas Jaju anin do ko tengol wol ke fanan keta mollet men yalan ko ye tajire ya bakale ko fana mu fani yalde.
You also said Joko Sow lied when he said you tortured him.
Iko fanan Joko fanan kabi ay Joko fanan be fani yalla tumala men ko ite fan kunningo la men dawa ite fanan ya tajire yale ko fana mu fani yalde.
Did I characterize it correctly?
Fo yemen be fo jamba ngawle suti andi tambe ngaw haklo bulandi wala demba fa atembeta wala nyama ba sedo
ngamoyle bari
I heard but
Jibril ning Alassane
Jibril and I'm just sharing the name of Jibril and Alasan now.
Yeah. But now
apart from that,
is true.
All the other things that you said, the allegations levied against me by those individuals are true.
And
just answer the question.
Yes, okay.
I heard.
All these people lied against you on all these issues. All right. So we would proceed. Now let's talk about the major, the ex-major of the army who was arrested.
Silanga diamu ni major la kura me ya lonko sojari koto lambari major makamo wala babul nunga diama la kura.
Tell us about it.
Kuma fanya la kura bang.
Major. What's the name? Sorry, what is the name?
Mr. Toure, Sajo Toure or Mustafa Toure?
Sajo Toure, walanto Mustafa Toure.
He was a major of the army.
Major makamo wala babul nuwaro me na benna sojari bundaro.
Okay.
Tell us about it.
Kuma fanya la kura bang.
Toure nga arrest nung Fajikunda.
We arrested him in Fajikunda.
By who?
For the instruction.
Jumal le arrest.
Myself.
Basirusi.
Basirusi.
Alasan Balde.
Alasan Balde.
And Jibril, yes.
And Jibril.
And then what happened?
But during the arrest, didn't that
when he went to his home, he hid.
Okay, ala didn't go to from the day where
these children came out and they were threatening.
The actions were very worrying.
The actions were worrying.
But okay, at the end of the day, but
in the end, I found him in the kitchen and I apprehended him there. And we took him to Banjul.
And what happened when he was being taken out of the home?
When we picked him from his home.
What happened when he was being taken out of his home?
We took him to our office.
Did anything happen? Or did you do anything to him while he was being taken out of his home?
No, I cannot remember that.
You guys tortured him at his home. You guys beat him at his home.
No.
Mr. Witness, you are again giving us stories in order to shield yourself from responsibility.
Council nga fo enente borra any responsibility la jang fo nkoy ko nkoy menna ko ha asotole nkoy menna ha modo ko asotole ana asotole bentele ko nga fo nga responsibility ta but mem man kenta fala wala ha I can take it.
I told you, Council, that I'm not going to run away from responsibility.
Yes,
anything that you ask me, which I did, I'll accept. Or if it is done by my subordinates, I'll take the responsibility. But I will not accept things that are not true.
Well, you went in a group. And you have your own version of the story. All the others have the same version. All of them admitted what they did. It is only you who is hiding behind I did not remember or I did not do anything.
Okay, Council. Yamira nteni na dinengol bita do ko la o na dinengol mo mutana nga sama na office ko no
Do you think if I should go on an operation with my subordinates, or if my subordinates apprehend someone and brought the person to the office, even if I were so much of a coward,
no matter how dumb I am,
do you think that I will go on and do the beating myself, being their leader?
Mr. Hold a second. I am not the person to answer questions. But if you insist,
I'm not asking
just hear me out. If you insist, you are the chief beater at the NIA. You are the chief torturer.
That is not true.
Well, this is what your colleague said.
I'm telling you.
What they said,
Well, all your subordinates said the man was beaten at his home.
That was not the truth.
Okay, this is from who? This is Kanye. And just a moment. He said he was beaten. In fact, he was slapped several times until he confessed.
Ya tulo busa sinya jama futumala men anarna son kuma kangola allafta men nabu.
By who
and I witnessed the torture of Sadio Toure.
Dunga sede ya Sadio Toure la tajire ya jinga sede yale.
But I did not personally torture him.
Defango kundingo den defango bulo mamala.
These are your men. I see that you smiled.
Well,
you probably believe that he is shielding himself from responsibility. But you all tortured him.
No, Martin smiled.
It was not the reason for my smile.
Sadio Toure, bilia ngata kordato officer.
When we picked Sadio Toure,
in fact, he was so slapped that his ear was produced blood.
Na officer
Oh, that happened in your office?
No, I'm coming. I'm coming. Malo, I cannot say that.
I cannot say that was
what
did that to his ear. But
remember
inside my office,
and who? I remember who?
I don't remember.
I asked them to stop it.
I remember it was Balde and some other person whom I cannot remember who were beating him, and I asked them to stop.
Mr. Witness, you are the same person here who told us that none of these people was ever tortured.
This man is not part. This man's case, he was alone. He is not part of that case. Sadio case has something to do with this passport sagas. Those people here to Guinea-Bissau and they collect their money, take them to Guinea-Bissau for transit, and they dodge from them.
We understand that. So now it is your genius who were doing the torturing, not you.
Okay, I don't even take this. What I understand as torture, that will not happen in my office. And it will not happen in...
Okay, that only happens at the torture chamber.
No, this man never he office
He never went to the torture
chamber. Where it was.
So his case was handled in my office.
So you are saying it was Jibril Kani and Balde who tortured...
No, I did not say Jibril Kani and Balde. I cannot remember Balde in Jumalem.
I cannot remember.
But I asked him to stop. I remember Balde fully. But I often asked Slapley. I asked him to stop.
With Balde,
but you said they were the one beating him. You didn't say he was the one who slapped him. Okay? You said they were the ones beating him. Two people.
Okay.
So yes. It was more than a slap. It was some beating. True or false?
Yes.
Exactly. And this happened in your office?
In my office, yes.
But you think your subordinates would have the audacity to come into your office and we are beating somebody that you arrested?
I was following them. They entered before me. I made them. I stopped it. Council, you say I'm telling you what
You
happened.
said I should tell the truth, and I am telling you what happened.
Mr. Witness, the thing is, things don't work like that.
Anyway,
Your office had a culture of torturing people.
ila ofiso ay adole soto meya lonko wolen ka mol tajire ya wolen o adole be la ofiso kono
You had agreed with that.
sonda wala
Momo admit.
Every person admits to that.
But you had the special operations dealing with all these crazy things.
adol itelle ofiso mum jem special operation men ya lonko wolle ka tara marli nyum ku jawmal bela
And you are the place which had no torture.
itiksa kana ka fako man tajire ya mo okay.
Council special
So
operation.
who was doing the tortures at NIA?
silan jumala tarta ka tajire ya ke ji ka mol lipaje
Which in part torture Juma killing
Who
for?
was doing the torturing at the NIA? Why do you say that the NIA was the torture chamber?
NIA near ye to but the torture Kimberley. All the tortures menka NIA we are not done by the NIA personnel.
The NIA was just smeared as a torture.
These people used to come. We all know about it. We complain about it. We cannot do anything about it.
NIA was known by as a
If you are sent to join them, what can you do?
But your own staff say you were doing the torturing yourself.
ite fangola do ku dal wol fangol ya fu jang ko ite fang kunnu ngali paro kele
You also say it was them who were doing the torturing.
ite fango ya fu jang ko
Council, man torture mention got beaten. I slapped nyala ya bit. Council, I know what I understand
I said
as
he was
torture.
slapped in my presence, he was beaten, but not torture.
Well, beating is also torturing.
They did that in my presence and I admit it. I stop it also. No problem. But I'm getting a time waste. Ni ne ko hanata manke at all. If they said I'm telling you head, I take the responsibility. Even if it is to fire me to death, I take it.
I told you that.
Mr. Witness, you have gone a la Edward Singate. I accept collective responsibility, but I do not accept individual responsibility. We refuse.
But individually, I told you, I saw somebody. Ila testimony to Lankabu sit here. Everybody listened to him throughout the Gambia and the whole world.
We are talking about
No, excuse me,
Mustafa.
let me just say this. Ako, Jim Dramile Mano Bunkidola. Nobody cleared that to you. I came here and cleared it.
That was a mistake. That was a mistake.
But it's all because of this hearsays, because he heard it from somebody.
That was
from
a mistake.
The detainees, he was not sure of it.
But you knew.
And I don't want to talk about hearsays. I want to say something that is clear to me.
Mr. Witness, that is not an excuse. It was going to be very clear before this commission that you are the one who sought Alaji Sajo. This is something we investigated. Understand? So don't use a mistake by a witness as the basis for this defense. Your staff did not mistake you. You were with them when this man, Mustafa Ture, was arrested.
Yeah, order please. Let's I just want to remind you that during the break, I had a communication from the communications and interpretation booth appealing that we help those who are transcribing these proceedings. When we have 3, 4, 5 people all talking at the same time, questions not answered, it confuses the people in that area, and that they wouldn't do a good job in trying to, especially if you have interpretation going on. So I'll make another appeal again. Let's find a way of having one person talking at a time, and not multiple speakers going on like that. And if a question is asked, witness, you go ahead and answer the question, and then we go on. Otherwise, one time what I did, we'll just go ahead and do that. And that's not a pleasant way of handling the proceedings. And that is, I would call on counsel, you have the floor. Counsel finishes, witness, you have the floor. Interpreters, we don't want to go through that. Yeah. Let's find a way of getting it going. Counsel, please continue.
Mr. Witness.
Sorry about that, Chairman.
So your testimony is that it was your subordinates who were beating who were beating this guy, Mustafa Ture.
Mustafa.
Sajo Ture. Some call him Mustafa Ture, some call him Sajo Ture.
For Ture case, yes. It happened in my office, and I remember 2 of them, and I stopped them.
I get an office holder.
And I take the responsibility because I get an office holder, and they are under me.
And on the way, nothing happened to him. Is that your... Okay. All right, let's look at the statement of this guy. Basirusi, when he testified here,
Basirusi bring a said and the young.
He said in the office, this man was severely beaten. He was stretched. Beaten by you and your staff under your supervision.
Council won't tonyate at all.
Council, that is not true at all.
All right. Let's look at what Balde said. Mustafa Ture. He said he was picked up, he was arrested at Fajekunda at his house by me, Lamin, Darboe, Jibril Kani, and Basirusi.
Mustafa Ture amutala bungo kono Fajekunda and many amuta wala muiteti Basirusi aning Lamin Lamin Darboe aning atafang.
Lamin, Darboe, and Basirusi entered the house of Mustafa Ture and got him out of his bedroom or store.
Lamin, Darboe, and Basiru Ture, Basirusi, Alto Dunta Ninke or Bunkono Alia, Fau Bilokono Lambalia Findina.
And they beat and slapped him till blood came out of his ears.
Ya Lipalia Tulo Busa, Fotumala men, Wato men, Tulo Yellow Findita Tulo Fonkono.
He too is lying.
Very big lie. Ture.
I told you that Ture.
None of these officers were there.
When I arrested him from the back, I think it was a kitchen.
None of these boys were there.
I arrested him and none of the boys was there, and I brought him to them. Once I have already arrested him, why would I beat him?
That was the modus operandi of the NIA.
I told you, fine, NIA, all this thing is happening, but council, people are different. People, no matter what, we have to put that. But whatever allegation you have does not matter, but this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Loud interpreter now.
The allegations that have been leveled against me by the various people here is not very important. The most important thing is the relationship between me and God.
Well, in the meantime, can you answer to us here? Could you tell us what you did? You see what has happened here is your staff, they are telling the commission that all of you did it. But you don't have the courage to say that yes, all of us did it. You are saying they did it. That is what you are doing. All you're doing is extricating yourself from it, but you're putting them in the soup.
Council, Mammo killing, didn't killing put line into the soup. Instead, Delabula soup kono.
I will not put any one of my juniors into the soup. Instead, I would be the one to be in the soup and to get them out of it.
I'm stand to save them even up to the last drop of my blood, but nte modun la kula me yalonka maki.
I told you that I shot someone. That is more serious.
Nobody forced me to tell
you this. On that one, you believed you acted lawfully.
No, I know.
Oh, so
I can deny.
When I did that, no one was there. I could have denied it.
So you accept on that one that you acted unlawfully.
I told you, tell me, we access that, yeah, for yes, I accepted.
You told me that, and I told you, yes, I accepted.
Okay, good. So now,
Silang.
it is you alone, out of all those who participated in the operation, who denies that you participated in it. All of them agree that you beat. They also agree that they beat. Mustafa Ture.
That's not correct. That's not correct. This is, I told you, it's two staffs. I can remember, if I can remember well, these are two of my personnel. I cannot remember the second one was who. And I stop it.
Okay.
Council, if we are to torture Mustafa, if Mustafa or Saji or Ture is to be tortured, definitely he will not be tortured by me or by my officers, or he will not be tortured in my office.
But that is what happened. You said you found them beating him.
Okay, I take the responsibility. I take it. I accept it.
You participated in this torture.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now you being honest. Now you being honest.
I never touch. I will tell you, I will not run. I did not touch him, but I say yes. I don't lay my hand on him. God is my witness.
Be careful when you invoke God.
I know, I'm a Muslim. No, there is
You just said.
no need to remind me about that.
You just said you participated.
Yes, because
Yes, let us move on to the next one. Huh? Yusufa Seidi. Just one question backwards to that issue. Did you state in your questionnaire that you know that Sajo Ture was beaten?
This Sajo Ture, I did not remember. You can see even in my statement. It was
Did you state it there?
His issue is not in my it's not in my statement. That's
And why was it not in your statement?
I told you, if I remember anything, I will tell you. But I told you that.
Mr. Witness, you are hiding behind I didn't remember.
Council,
Council, I am not afraid of anybody or anything except God.
Okay, hold a second. Okay, hold a second.
Not afraid of anything. I'm thinking about my death.
Okay, listen. This is what you said with regards to Sajo Ture. I was even shocked by his testimony, Basiru say. Sajo Ture, I remember. We were all upset by his children towards us when we went to arrest him. But if C or anyone said they beat him, listen. If C or anyone said they beat him, I take responsibility. Because I was not doing anything on my own at the time. That is what you said here. And this is a half-truth. It's a lie.
Okay, you take it.
It's a lie.
Take it as a lie.
No, I don't have to take it. You accept that this is a lie.
It's not a lie.
Well, show me where you say in here that she was beaten in your office in your presence. Sorry, I mean Mustafa Ture or Sajo Ture. Show us here where you say Sajo Ture was beaten in your presence.
I said
Sajo la dinningo la manya to us or small bill comfort and
it was
I said this.
The behavior of Sajo's
this is what I said.
Which made us angry.
That is not what I was referring to. You see, no matter how you muddy the waters, you would still seek clarity.
Council, these are things many alonko. Maybe it's but these are not things such responsibilities.
Maybe it's just that I forgot, but I cannot run from something like this.
The allegation was put to you.
Now I'm telling you that I accept it.
I accept it.
This was a lie.
Okay, it's a lie.
Thank you very much.
I think to you it's a lie. To me, it is a mistake.
Okay. A convenient mistake, Mr. Witness.
No, when I remember, I told you. When I remember, I told you. I can stick. I can still. But that's not. I remember it. I tell you.
I could have stuck to my position and deny it, but I changed my mind and I now accept.
This document was prepared this morning.
Yes, I did not even go through it. Yes, that's true.
No, these are your own words.
That's what I'm saying.
So don't hide behind I did not prepare it. These are your words.
It's mine. I accept it.
Okay. And nowhere in this document did you say that you saw your men beat Sajo?
Before everybody, before the commissioner and everybody, I say it.
Because
I said it here before the whole commission.
Because you were caught. You were caught into accepting it.
No, you did not force me to accept it. Did you?
No, we don't force people here.
But this is it. I told you. I remember this thing, and I told you. I say, if this is why I cannot remember Balde and who.
So after all this time you were sitting with the investigators, you've been here several times. You just said that. It's only now you can remember this.
But nobody ever asked your investigators. I'm just seeing this 2 days ago. Nobody ever engaged me about this.
Okay.
About Sayo Ture, Sayo and others. All these cases you have mentioned. I'm just hearing them now.
Mr. Witness, that is not true. How could you have done this document this morning if you only hearing it now?
Let
us move on.
When I came 3 days ago, that's the time Sayo Ture's issue, I saw it on your questionnaires.
Yes, but then you did not remember, as you said.
I mean, during the investigation, during the investigation time, they did not ask me, and I forgot about it.
But you were asked 2 days ago.
These are long time issues, and I am not alone. I cannot remember everything at the same time.
Mr. Witness, you remembered this case quite vividly. You even remembered all the details. So you cannot hide behind.
I will write it.
If I had remembered, I would have included it in my statement.
You and your staff tortured Sajo Ture, beat Sajo Ture in your office.
I accept.
Thank you.
I told you I accept.
Okay, let's move on. Now let's go to the butcher, Yaya Jame's butcher at Abuko.
This butcher thing, I never hear about such things.
I told you that I've never heard about the issue of the butcher. I'm just hearing it.
I think, Mr. Witness, it was common with...
Question Flavian.
There are two questions here.
It was common knowledge. Yaya Jame was dealing with a lot of the butchers at Abuko. He was taking their cattle. He was giving them cattle. That was true. Everybody knew it.
Counsel, this particular thing you are
just answer my question.
I did not know.
You are hiding behind, I don't know. It was common knowledge. You in fact served as that body that would do Yaya Jammeh's bidding. Whenever Yaya Jammeh had a problem with somebody about money or about properties, he sends you, the NIA, to go and do his bidding.
I will not accept it.
If you say you, as the NIA, I'll accept.
But that's what he was doing. He was getting the NIA to go and straighten the things he wanted straightened in the way he wanted them straightened.
That is very true. That is true. But I will not talk about hearsays.
Yes. And in fact, the functions and role of the special operations was just to do that, to enforce Yaya Jammeh's decisions.
I do not deny that.
In fact, yours was the only office or unit at the NIA that was responsible for implementing Yaya Jammeh's directives.
I do not deny that too.
There are a lot of Yaya Jammeh Kolu depend on ilafta Jumala handle, ilata Jumala J, this is it.
When it comes to Yaya Jammeh's issues, it depends on whom they trust and whom they wanted to do it. But they trusted you.
He had trust and confidence in you, the special operations unit that was responsible for implementing his directives.
Special operation unit jikoni lanna bale sodalito wala asabu la ko kuning awulita altolde ka wuli aleta o tamandai.
Council mba saying kana kwatake special operation.
I will repeat it again. Special operations.
During my supervision, koto.
Most of your work.
I told you, arresting.
Was
of
arresting.
course, I can never run away or avoid any of the arrest. I arrested a lot of people.
Yes, we will come to your arrest.
Ani to witness eka sede andiro ke minister dobe bondile dobe trekawol witness but naman ke wolti.
And also to witness
all these allegations tocho. No, yenye membe for etenyi.
Their offices to their successors.
Have they ever mentioned? Have any of them mentioned to you ko ngamo dundina office do nga
As they mentioned to you that someone came into my office and I stripped the person naked or started to beat them immediately?
Yes, they have.
Okay. Okay.
They have.
I accept.
They have. So now let's talk about the butcher.
The butcher, I don't know who this butcher is, and I cannot remember anything about
let me tell you.
Any case that I handle about butchers.
Okay,
I told you I know nothing about the case of the butcher.
Let me
because if I can remember, I see this
evidence.
They say unknown man. I saw it here. They say unknown man, an unknown man. How can I remember that?
It was a butcher whose name they can't remember.
It's a serious allegation. It's false. Or not handled by me.
And this is what the witness said. Sorry. Just a moment.
An unknown butcher who was arrested at Abuko and accused of stealing Yaya Jammeh's cattle.
Yes.
This is a very
is that unheard of?
This is a very big false information. I've never heard of this. I never handled such cases.
In fact, he would not be the only person who was arrested for cattle rustling and taken to the NIA.
I've never handled this.
Well, the thing is, Lamin, your staff are saying that you did it.
It's not true. These are officers that can be used by whoever. It doesn't mean that. They only work on the special operation. Missions. Please understand that.
And honestly accept today that our special operations,
special operation,
we collect victims sometimes discreetly and others in the open.
Wato ka mol mutal muela ko sobobe karola wanya
in their offices or at their residences.
Waranto ila sabati dingiral to kullo kono waranto abuka ke wato da ko kullo kono.
We were abusing the rights.
Ke sindidula kile me yalon ko luwa wato me fa katambi wala wala montoro wati to wora wala ning fulati.
Was that a lie?
No,
this kind of arrests and detentions, it's rampant.
Those instances were numerous.
Nobody is crazy to deny this.
That was rampant.
And you knew it.
And you alone.
Say I do it. I arrested people and they detained them more than months. Say I did it. I'm not denying this. I know very well, Council.
And you continue to do it.
But what do I have a choice?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Nsonda.
You chose to do something illegal.
On instruction.
But you knew the instruction was unlawful.
That's very right.
And under the law, you have an obligation not to obey unlawful orders. The chairman had ordered me now to say, Esa and Kambi, take the witness behind this thing and beat the hell out of him. We would say, Mr. Chairman, that is unlawful. We would not do it. But the chairman is sufficiently educated to know that that would not happen.
Council no problem, Sonda.
Council, if it is today, I accept. But if it is the time that
landed people, many I such instruction dealer, I use like that.
How many people and you are one of times who are landed, but we are used like that?
And not only did you detain them unlawfully, you also obtained evidence from them unlawfully. Evidence from them unlawfully.
No, I never did that. For somebody to say something that is not right. No,
if you torture somebody and obtain a confession from the person, isn't that obtaining evidence unlawfully?
Yes, if somebody was tortured, yes, that's correct. Sorry, that's right.
If somebody
that is right, yes.
Okay, so
I don't know. I don't get you right.
But you did that.
Yes, that's true, but this is a place that we had already gone past.
Exactly. So, and this witness went on to say that we were torturing victims in our office. All of us, the staff within that unit, used to torture victims, from OC Lamin Darboe right down to me.
I
told you, but I think I told you that if they said this is what happened, I take it. I accept it. I take the responsibility. Council, please.
This is what the witness said. We were all within that unit used to torture victims from Darboe right down to me.
I will never say I tortured anybody. I will never accept that. I will never accept that.
Is that a matter of principle?
No, it's not a... What?
Is that a matter of principle?
I never tortured anybody, Council. I never tortured anybody.
You only beat.
Council, I've interacted with
answer the question, you only beat. You don't torture.
You associate me with beating already. I accept it. But I did not do it. I said my hand, I never take my hand and hit anybody in my office. Somebody who are arrested already. I've arrested a lot of people. Nobody will tell you, even during the course of arrest, I say beast to him.
But that's what, but they have told us.
Weren't you listening? But these other ones are exceptional. These ones are different people.
Oh, okay, let me bring more then.
No, these ones are different people because these people are criminals. Yes. These people are criminals. These people, I don't. Anyway, take their version, please. But it's not true. These people can.
What I don't understand, Mr. Witness, 1 minute you said, yes, we did it, I agree. And then the next minute you turn around again and say, no, I did not.
No. I did not say. You said torture. When you mention torture, that's where our difference comes.
Did you beat?
Responsibility. I take it.
My subordinates said they did beatings.
I did not beat.
I accept.
I did not beat. They allege me that I beat. I accept it. But I will never put responsibility on my subordinate, on my junior officers. I will not do that.
Are you ashamed?
I take it. I take the responsibility.
Are you ashamed?
For what?
What happened in your office?
What?
Are you ashamed of what happened in your office?
Whatever happened in my office, Council, it was not as if I did it out of my own volition or it pleased me. I had instructions to do that. But those I'm unable to do completely.
I know mkata ko nyaadile because ngalo ne ko luwolu ay sama sotole like today nga investigate le ndunga fa ito fango if I can remember.
I know that there is always a tomorrow.
A day like this will come. But it will come.
But I also knew that a day like this was going to come in this country, whether it found me alive or
those
otherwise.
who knew me in that office, I always said this.
And those who knew me in the office, you could ask them. I always said this to them.
Tell them this. This is why I don't have.
Mr. Witness.
I even said it to my directors, which is why I'm not in the good books of many people.
Why was it necessary for you to tell your directors?
It is not right. It's not right.
What is not good? It's not good.
It is solely because it was happening.
Yeah, lastly, if I come in for you.
Answer the question.
Sorry.
It was happening in your office. That's why you told the directors.
Yes. But I did not deny this, Council.
But here you are denying that you were never part of it.
But when it happens in my akidana office kono nko ngatale but coming for a personally ngakontane ngamolipa o ngakamfa ngamolipa. This is what I am telling you.
Okay, this happened in my office, but for me to be angry or happy with somebody that I have not done.
Allow me to say this. If you ask your investigators shortly before the election, yes, I told them, Abbas, Tijan Boyan called me. Abbas wanted to meet with me.
And told me that Abbas wanted to meet with me.
For what?
And I asked him for what?
I was dismissed.
At the time I was dismissed.
No, just being turntable or gulp.
He told me, no, just come, let's meet at the turntable. And I went there.
And I met
with Tijan and Abbas there.
Abbas
Abbas said to me that
my lawyer, L.S. Kamara,
has directed me to come to you so that you could assist us in our case so that you can testify to give evidence that we were tortured.
Abbas, you know I cannot do that. LS knows me personally. I cannot do that.
And I told him, even Alex himself, who sent you to me, he knows me personally, and he knows that I cannot do that.
I can tell you that Ellis is a very ethical lawyer, very professional.
I know him. I know him very well personally. He knew me. We know each other. This, I'm part of this government. This thing you are talking about, I'm part of it because they are happening. They are not weak, are not right, and so how can I stand aside and go? I know it's not right.
I told him that I am part of this government.
You know I cannot do that.
Whether I like it or not, and I cannot be there and seeing things that are not happening right, and I will.
In essence, you told him that you cannot snitch, you cannot tell on your colleagues, you cannot go behind your colleagues and talk about and confess the wrong things they did.
No, it's not about sneak. There is nothing to sneak from.
I said snitch.
Sneak.
Snitch.
It's not about that.
It's not about that.
Well, that is what you just said. You Mr. Witness,
what he told me
we
when
know
he came
what
to me.
Abbas told you. We are now trying to dissect the answer that you gave. And so the answer you gave is, you cannot do that. Correct? You said you were all in it together with your colleagues.
I'm part of this system.
Yes.
It's a system that I work under for and dismiss.
Yes.
I worked until I was
now,
dismissed.
So
at
now
that time,
you cannot turn around and testify against those people you worked with.
yes. Let me say yes.
And that is an important principle for you, isn't it?
What am I doing here? I'm saying something that happened and it is not right. I'm saying it here. But what these people want me to do, I did not see it, I did not witness it among Kenya. I cannot do that.
Mr.
If that is the case, it's not possible.
That's why I told him.
These people, men found anyway. Let's proceed.
You will never accept.
I accepted. I'm not running away from anything.
Yes, so let's talk about the butcher.
This butcher, I told you, it never exists. Who is he?
Yes.
Yaya Jammeh's butcher, I never knew a butcher for Yaya Jammeh. And nobody ever sent me.
Okay. The witness in paragraph 28 says there was another incident. There was another incident. In fact, the one you read about the butcher, from which statement? Which statement?
From this questionnaires, the 5 one you gave me to respond.
Okay, send it to me. That is the notice of advance mention. I have it here. I have it here. Hold a second. Which paragraph?
4.
Oh. Okay. Yes, an unidentified butcher was arrested at Abuko and accused of stealing Yaya Jammeh's Yes, but this is what Basirusi has to say about it. You see, Mr. Witness, you do forget.
This one, if I forget, I told you, if you mention, forget, you catch it up. You remember that.
You forget, and the one or two things I I never handle any case which is related to cut or stealing of Yaya Jammeh's cattle.
You have to allow the interpreters.
Okay.
What you just said is not true. Remember, 2 days ago, you were informed about Sajo Ture. You claim you did not know. You claim you did not remember.
Never say I did not know about Sajo Ture.
The only time you ever mentioned Sajo Ture?
Sajo Ture, when I remember it,
is today.
Sajo Ture, I said, investigator. During the investigation, nobody ever mentioned Sajo Ture's case to me. It was mentioned just 3 days ago.
I told
and you only remember
none of your
today.
Investigators mentioned the name of Sajo.
But when you mention part of our interaction, I remember, and I tell you, I remember. And this is what I think. Remember, I tell you. Remember, discriminate. Let me not say something. Council also, I'm not sure of Let me not go there.
You are even confused.
No, I'm not confused. Lieutenant Memphis, I work with your colleagues. We interacted. They even one time they suggested for me to become a lawyer. I refused. Yes.
To become a lawyer?
Yes. I offered many scholarship from at Aegis Chambers to go to Nigeria and study law, but I cannot.
Yes,
I did not.
Yes, you cannot.
I did not. Yes, I cannot. Yes. Thank you.
Well, I just repeated your own words. Mr. Witness, how would you get admission to go to any university in Nigeria to study law with grade 9 certificate?
Okay, that's correct.
University you study in Nigeria.
Karango man terawanyama council.
Education is not like that, council.
Karango hakilmaya or responsibility is different from what it
To be
I'm a Muslim.
Educated, conscious, and it's not the same as
Muslim.
education.
Momo alaye kementi alaye dandi dame kada walato. Alaye alon dalil jumalati.
Every person, I'm a Muslim. Wherever God wants you to be your limit, that's where you end.
Paragraph 28.
Sapat muangani se injang.
There was another incident when Alassane Balde, Jibril Kanye, Leon Gomez and O.C. Darboe went to pick up another butcher in Abuko. He was taking care of the heart of Yaya Jammeh. He was detained for a very long time. When I resumed duties the following morning and met Kamara in the office, during the course of our investigation, O.C. Lamin Darboe started beating him up. I also followed in the torture. Then the following officers, Hassan Balde, Jibril Kanye, Leon Gomez, joined in the torture session. True.
Not true.
Not true.
Not point killing clear.
Let me clear one point.
Throughout until
Throughout my interaction, in work interactions with these boys,
this Leon and Jibril.
Leon and Jibril.
I don't know Malong Dalil Jumalatina a photo or whatever, but namana you witness a molipa.
I do not know the reason why their names were mentioned, but I have never witnessed where these two individuals beat up somebody.
This is a lie. You told the commission a little while ago that Jibril Kanye and Alassane Balde.
I said Balde and somebody. I said Balde and somebody. I cannot remember.
Well, Jibril Kanye said it was him.
Then if I cannot remember if it was Jibril, then I will not. If I say mention Jibril, I will not tell you Jibril never beat anybody in my present council.
You see, you tried to use that to debunk this particular point.
Oh, did I know that you are coming to this point? Because this one is a news to me.
You did not think I would remember. Because what you are saying...
it is here. There is nothing like remembrance. It is with you.
What you are saying, I'm not writing down. You did not think I would remember it, to bring it. Don't worry, everything is recorded.
I remember it. I remember it, and I will never. Fine, I take
and
it.
For
no
me,
problem.
Whatever I did or say, I remember it. What you said, I hear.
That is not true. You just told us you did not remember that it was Jibril Kanye.
I said, but I think this is very clear, Council.
I said to you, it was Balde and some other person whom I don't remember. But now, if
you can now know that it is right. Leon, I cannot remember I take it.
Now that you have
there's no point to argue over this.
Then I take it.
It is said here again also
Afola
that,
jang
well,
koteke.
Jibril again participated in another one together with you. That is the
Jibril
church
da
of
bula da
Bucha.
buhero do fananto
It's
aniti
not
fon.
true, but I take it.
But you take it.
It's not true, but I take the responsibility. I'm not here to deny or to argue with you, Council.
And Sehu Drame,
Seku Drame.
what happened to
Seku
him?
Drame.
Mana keta Seku Drame.
GNPC,
Member na GMPC.
Yes, I remember I arrested Seku Drame.
Kilo ya male ko nga arrest Seku
GMPC.
mudale.
But
GMPC.
apart from the arrest, I did not handle anything. His case was handled by the investigation. I understand he was coming on report. They say he have a problem with General Baji. That's what Yankuba told me.
Dangu akataka na bari ko anani General Baji na kole akudo sotole inyo mofulo temo.
No, ikani General Baji le problem also.
They said he had a problem with General Baji.
Okay, Yankuba called him, instruct prungatanga arrest.
And Yankuba instructed me to go and arrest him.
and he has a problem with General Kanyi, so you had to arrest him.
General Baji problem also.
General Baji, yes. So therefore you have to arrest him.
I said I was sent to arrest him and I did so.
It was unlawful.
I know.
It was abuse of power.
I know. I accept it. It's true.
And what did you guys do to him?
Seudlame was never on the arrest. His case was handled by the investigation.
As I told you, once I arrested him, I brought him in and he was being handled by the investigation.
Okay, let's see what your colleagues had to say about it. Okay. Let's hear what this man has to say. When he was arrested, where was he taken? Where was he taken?
When I brought him to my office, I went to Yankuba and tell him that Sehu is here. And he said I took him, he was detained, but his case was handled by investigation, not special operation.
Who arrested him?
I can remember myself.
Yes. But he was arrested by Jibril Kanyi.
Maybe myself and Jibril, not Jibril alone. I drive with
You see, Mr. Witness, you said you arrested him.
But I did not say, if I can remember.
I didn't say alone. I didn't say arrested him
I went there
alone.
with Jibril and he was arrested. I admit he was arrested. I admitted he was detained.
I went there with Jibril and arrested
And
him.
his case was never, because any interaction sort of with Sehu.
We didn't have any interactions with Sehu.
It was guy men fango for it kafoe ko ani general Baji problem no fango mo GMPC in the evening when I was going home.
Even this information I'm telling you that he had a problem with General Baji, I only got information from the GNPC when I was going home in the evening.
And he was detained for 10 days unlawfully.
It could have been.
Don't worry, we have the detention register.
No, when you inquire skeno because
This is
during
why I'm saying
the
it could have
handover, interaction sort of anymore.
After I handed him over, I did not have any interaction with him anymore. People are there on
It's not
detention
right. We all know it's
for a
not right.
month
It's
or
not.
more-
It's not
or
constitutional.
month. It's not right. It's not constitutional.
Yet you continue to do it without abandon.
Okay.
Yes.
Yusufa Saidi, tell us. Yusufa Saidi,
Yusuf said yes.
tell us about him.
I arrested him. We detained him.
Where?
At The first day,
following
the few hours,
montoro wati dantango kono
he was detained in my office. When I brought him, somebody office okono.
I took him to my office when I brought him. And I went and reported it to Yankuba.
And his case, why did special operations have to deal with him?
mune hata wa tela ko nying atol la fanna memu special operation unit wala tar martala kola
No, useful case kay special operation interdamale interact with useful remember.
And
I was the only one that interacted with him on that case.
Answer my question. Why did special operation have to deal with him?
mune ya sabu ajareta alla do ku bunda memu special operation ti wala maratala kola ka topoto
Yankuba instructed me to arrest him.
Yankuba is kango dinna purungata mono ka ngamuta.
Why?
Mune ya sabu
It was later, after the arrest, Lenata discovered ko.
It was after his arrest that I discovered that
Saga Dole Keta, but not in this country even.
that he was involved in a saga which was not in this country.
Some Arab skin. I don't know I cannot remember what nationality was he.
I don't remember what nationality he was.
Koi operational Kenambanta money.
Which country?
Mangujuma.
I cannot remember the country.
Your statement said Cote d'Ivoire.
Exactly. Yes, thank you. Cote d'Ivoire, and this man saw some videos where Yusuf was arranging some monies in a bag, blah blah. Yes, in connection to that, but they came according to Yusuf.
Who referred the case to the NIA?
This is where I am coming to say. I got this from Yusuf. Ko Arabol Brinata Jangman access sotono to the president.
That these Arabs, when they arrived in the country here, they did not have access to the president.
Then Malong Jumali use Ole Ftandino first lady ma.
I do not know who it was that they used, who gained them access to the First Lady.
In short, it was First Lady's connection that they were able to get to General Baji, then for former president, then Yankuba, then
president wala musole ya long president wala musole data ne fusol baje
who referred the case to the NIA?
Jumale case ni samba NIA ngenyi ni ngawolela.
I wouldn't know that. I was instructed to effect the arrest by Yankuba.
You told us that they got to the First Lady.
Yes, I say I got this from Yusfa.
Yes,
yes.
Who took them to General Baji?
Jumale samba General Baji.
Asking of First Lady.
It could be the First Lady.
Then General Baji took them to President Jam.
General Baji na ne samba President Oya.
That's what you said.
General Baji samba President.
I did not say General Baji took them to the president.
This connection only used to get to General Baji.
I said they used that connection to get to General
Baji.
I don't know whether they eventually got to the president or otherwise.
This is the point I am asking.
Yes, but I was coming, Council, but this is where I am coming to.
You stopped me, but I was heading to
This is why, if you give me a little minute.
Mr. Witness, you should be listening.
I'm listening.
I asked you who referred the case to the NIA.
Okay. I may not know, but Yankuba said the president.
Exactly.
But that's what I said. I said that earlier.
You're just saying that now.
Okay. I say when we are arresting him, I say Yankuba said I arrested, the president said we arrested Yusuf. I said it.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Okay. So this is again another case in which special operation is being used by the president for his own ends.
Yes.
Special operation la pour president nyingala ka ala la fona ko mendi ka gagné wala ka sabatindi.
And this was the issue of some sort of money issue
out of jurisdiction, in fact,
between Yusufa and some other Arabs.
Yes.
Secondly,
out of jurisdiction.
Well, that does not matter. This
Okay,
is a
sorry.
Gambian citizen
Sorry.
who was involved. All right? So, hold a second.
You
asked me where he was detained. I was heading to that.
Your statement, this is what it says.
I
I was instructed, so in respect of Yusuf Asedi, I was instructed by the Deputy Director General, Leon Gomez, to effect an arrest on Yusufa.
Deputy Director no lango wole kango dila pour yeta Yusufa Seydi arrest.
In his arrest was in connection with Arab skin or Arab national.
Ko ala muto nyin sababu da menna be sujiri menna wala ara aning arabo le la ko dunda nyokono.
The Arab nationals came through the former president. Former president's wife, Zainab Jami.
Ngara banku dingol nyi nata na anu ijarta ni president wala no mo la kan.
General Baji and Director General Yankuba Baji.
General Baji and Director General Yankuba Baji.
They allege that they were in a business transaction with Yusufa Seydi, a Gambian, and they paid him sufficient amount of money to ship a certain consignment of boxes from Ivory Coast to Gambia, and Yusufa has defrauded them of their consignment and money.
Ndu ko ininga Yusufa Seydi benu jula ya dole tamandi kanu inu ko di jama bata ya di Yusufa Seydi danu wato elafta container dole lel nara jam yalon ko container lu box lel betar la je bari Yusufa Seydi nara na ke modi me yalon ko anata nan nakareni tapale ya dunde ako nyin kono.
That's your statement.
Wala mu ila kuma kan sa fermo.
You said that.
Iya wala fo.
Correct?
Onya.
This is what I was told. This is what we understand the case was.
I'm just confirming that this is what you
that's
said.
What I said.
Onya ndi kan ranke jini ka fo yini fo. Ha ngani fo.
They showed footage of Yusufa Seydi in Ivory Coast counting money and packing them in boxes with the certain valuable item. And they believe Yusufa Seydi have received this consignment which needs to be received to a certain destination.
Ko ilata nyinna la ko Yusufa Seydi ay kodo nyin ay atale katu ya jele camera ro memu nyin futi yala naralo CCTV ya mu capture le ko ya kodo konti kan andu kodo nyi jikita nyinna la ko ay Yusufa Seydi kodo nyin ay receive wala ay atale andu kodo nyin box wol nyin ninga eta nu container nyin nyande sambala nu niye bone je samba banku do ko take Ivory Coast.
That's your statement.
Wala mu ila kuma kawde.
When Yusufa was confronted with this information, he admits receiving payment from the Arab for shipment. However, he told us that he never shipped the boxes as agreed.
Yusufa fa nyin ka nyin ko nyin na sonda ko ay kodo nyin soto le bari hani ko bi o nya balanta nyin ko ako bari box wol nyin amanna na wol ship.
And some documents were produced such as the custom entries. This is not clear. Did he ship them or did he not ship them?
I cannot know whether
I wouldn't know.
Because as far as that interaction was concerned,
as far as the interaction was concerned, those materials did not come because that was also confirmed by Yusufa himself.
So he denied shipping them to Gambia. Is that the case?
That was what he said. He said nothing came here.
What about the custom entries?
Custom entries, wole Buba involved into this.
I think that was what got Buba involved.
So custom entries were produced. Is that the case?
I did not see it.
Well, that's what you have here. And some documents were produced such as the custom entry. That may be a mistake. All right. In verifying this document, the investigation took us to the airport and the custom officer in charge, Buba Sise, was arrested and invited for questioning.
Custom officer member airport or Buba Sise narana arrest nganade purukana nyini karol ni jabiro na kunatema.
However, Yusufa Seydi was subsequently moved from the detention center NIA quarters and transferred to a safe house in Brusubi where he was detained for a very long time.
Sorry, in where?
To a safe house in Brusubi.
Yes.
where he was detained for a very long time.
NIL la korda ba nyin kono wato men abe Morocco no damendo ya samba NIL la dingira doro me yalon ko ka fode je safe house tankare bungo nyin pour ka mabo je mebe burusu bisato kono.
And by safe house, you mean secret detention places?
Ni ko safe house wolem akotom nyine wolem kullu mara dingira la mu je fananti.
True?
Tonya.
Yes, sir. Yes, Council. And
And when he was detained there, nobody knew that he was kept there. Nobody outside the service knew that he was detained there.
even some of the service had model service
Even those that were in the service, some of them did not even know that he was there.
Okay, but that one also, until I suggest.
Well, that was my suggestion.
Because I call former president use for Samba Mile 2, I council be freeze.
Because the instruction was from the former president was that Yusufa should be taken to Mile 2 and all these assets should be frozen. I said, considering the relationship and Yusufa, before you take him to Mile 2,
affect why not the detain blood me along comfortable
that might affect him. Why don't you detain him at a place where he will be comfortable?
Judge, I don't know whether he was a captain or this is a military from the former president's office. Then that's the time.
This judge, who was a military intelligence
officer,
to
that safe house.
Said when he comes, I will should discuss with him. And it was after that when he came that we took him to that safe house.
He was detained incommunicado for a very long time.
Ya muta ya sindi dingira me ya lonko ani mobuka nyomoy ani mobuka diamu wati la me ya lonko wati jamba.
That's correct. Nala domoro famina nka trickle play nka fo turntable to ngala drive ala keba ko manonye ala domoro dinana nka collect wala bulu nati tata then because jening turntable man jam fanyola but pour kana long abedame nka bula natata den domoro in samba iswa.
That is true. Even when his lunch is brought in, I used to make a trick, pick it up from the driver at the turntable and let him return before I take it to him, because the detention safe house and the turntable was not very far off, and I did not want that man to locate where he was being detained.
Was his family aware of where he was detained?
No, I don't think so, no. Up to the time I was redeployed, no.
Did they have access to him?
No, Council
someone that...
Yes, I understand, yes.
No, we are nobody knows where the person is.
I am just trying to enumerate the violations of his right that you have participated in.
Yes, I accept.
And your statement is, through the investigation process, some money was recovered from Yusuf Asedi through his lawyer, Sirif Tambedu, in Dalasi and in CFA francs.
Ndiko kisikisiro nyi wicho nyi kono wato menna nyi Carol ni Jabiro bekeke Yusuf and Yusuf Asedi tema alnar na kodo do soto andu kodo nyi ngale memoto soto na bulu a jarta ni ngala lawyer ala bulu Sirif Tambedu andu Dalasol beji anin CFA kodo.
Tonya.
That's true.
Was he tortured?
Oya tajire yala bang.
Up to the time I was
until I was redeployed.
Psychologically, yes, but physically, no.
In the safe house, who had custody over him?
Our security guards were there.
Mr. Witness, the staff of your office were responsible for that particular safe house where he was detained.
That's what I'm saying. But our security officer, before even we take use for there, I was coming to that. Our security officers were there, but when Yusufa was detained there, I attached one of my men there.
And who did you attach?
I don't remember now, because I was there. This is the period I was redeployed. And even me, Council, being redeployed.
After I was redeployed,
Yes, somebody among my boys,
budo soro daje na dinol kono
iko wala ka information no dintela about useful issue.
They said that he was the one who was passing information.
So let them make sure they cannot useful kana any information is didn't about useful.
So they should make sure that I don't get anywhere close to that area and let nobody feed me information about Yusufa.
Do you agree that you participated in the violation of his rights?
Yes.
You agree?
I agree.
Good. Now, let's go to Sam Kambai. Tell us about Sam Kambai.
Sam Kambai,
What I know about that case is not much.
because investigation okono.
I was not involved in the investigation.
Man Sam Kambai arrest. Mambal arrest wa karamrada.
I did not arrest Sam Kambai. I'm not even aware of his arrest.
Nama interaction soto.
I did not have any interactions with him.
Did you know Sam Kambai before?
Sam Kambai yalo no yanni wo
No, Malon before.
I did not know him
Malon
before.
during a detention okono uje.
I knew him during his detention there.
But how could you know him if you had no interaction with him?
It was during a detention okono. That's the time I ngalo.
It was during his detention that I got to know him.
Did you have any problem with Sam Kambai?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, let's hear what Sam Kambai had to say. Mr. Chair, you have heard Sam Kambai testify here. He was the soldier of the Gambia National Army who was accused of giving bombs to the MFDC rebels. You remember? You say you had no dealing with Sam Kambai. Take a look at the terms of reference or the brief history and the responsibilities of the special ops which you wrote. Take a look at the document.
Special operation ila tamandri bulol ila tamandrol ke nyalu yemen safeje ajube bang.
Take a look at it.
Ajube.
Go ahead, Council.
The first point on the second page is you have responsibility for MFDC activities within the Gambia.
Ko alla balla do ko kono wala MFDC rebelol nyi ila do ko nyi ila ko nyi ka tamani nyame altol le fana.
True or false?
I did not, when I say,
just answer my question.
Yes, true.
Karo jabi wrong.
True.
Sam Kambai was arrested for alleged involvement with MFDC.
Sam Kambai ya mutala ko tubi wala ko
ammunition magazines to the rebels, yes.
And he said you were involved in his investigation.
No, that's wrong. I was not part of that investigation. I was part of that case has something to do with the rebels. Those rebels, most of them were arrested by me, Samba Gajaka, if I can remember the late Musa Kinte.
You have just described every reason why you should be involved in Sam Kambai's investigation.
Yeah, for Janda ko ye dalilol be for membe jarela la pulida etara Sam Kambai la kisikisiro kono.
Your primary responsibility, number one on the point, was in MFDC activities.
Allah do ko kono be kono follow nyinga dabe taraje wala MFDC rebelol nyinda kol nying o fanam kuler me alan ko al ka topotole ka bantambila nyato banko kanja.
He was arrested for involvement with MFDC, selling them arms and ammunition, allegedly.
Yeah, two million na ko adabe keta multi me yalan ko adabe MFDC la kol kono la tele ka kido ta ke wafi mamwara.
If I can remember, there was a record. MFDC, I think you should have this record book. Whoever they are dealing, the amount they paid you for whatever is in they write it there.
No, I don't have that.
And you sign, huh?
I don't have
please
that. But
please request for that.
But that is not very important.
Okay.
We are not looking at who was dealing with MFDC.
Okay, okay.
We are not looking at who was a money doubler or who was a 419 guy.
MFDC
What we are interested in is how you dealt with people you arrested, regardless of what they did. Do you agree that you had to deal with Sam Kambai because he was arrested for a subject matter that was your responsibility? MFDC activities.
I did not have that.
We did not have any direct dealings.
Okay, this is what he had to say. On a particular Monday in January 2007, he was taken from Farafenye to come and report to Banjul. And he was taken to Langtombong's office. And Bobaji took him to the NIA. Okay, Bobaji has confirmed that before the commission. Bobaji claimed that he handed him over to those who were doing the investigation. And this is what Sam Kambai said. Yes, after about 30 minutes in the office of the CDS, he came back to SP's office and told me that I have to go to the NIA. Okay, then he mentions how he was taken to the NIA. He says around 9 at night, Musa Kinte, NIA personnel, asked me if I had spoken to Bo. And I told him I haven't. And he told me that there was a document I was supposed to sign. And then he went on and on. Then he continued by saying that Kinte then asked the security on duty that I was to be detained. And then he said at around 2 to 3 a.m., Lamin Darboe, an NIA officer, came to where I was detained with 2 individuals and handcuffed me. He found me upstairs. He took me upstairs where I found a panel set and waiting for my arrival. Is he lying?
Huh? At night?
Yes.
No, it's a lie.
It's a lie.
Oh, it's a lie, or he missed that personnel. Military detainees cancel. Soldier or soldier not detained or blato.
Any military detainee there?
Ni mina noma, we don't have immediately ni black soldier ni katala up to the cello like bundato. Military le hakka handle ya samba ya murunina up to the cello. We don't handle
once they come in there, we are not in control. When the blacks come, you walk with them to the cell, and then the military will pick him and take him away.
Much more.
Mr. Witness, I don't make the decisions in this case. The commissioners would decide whether Sam Kambai was lying or is it you who's lying?
If Sam said that's a lie.
If Sam said that I handcuffed him, then that's a lie.
It's a lie.
Did you go and pick him up from the cell? You see, Mr. Witness, lying is difficult.
No. Counsel, if you make me Ross, I may lie, or I may tell you something after I remember you started. So this is it. I try to remember because this is a very long time. These are times when I newly become an officer. No, I'm not for Darboe. This is the time when I will newly become an officer, an operative.
Officer di, officer di nyaton kote.
Reason why you should remember your very first few operations.
No, those one. Then I was. Hey, those are learning periods.
Precisely.
Yes. So.
The reason why you should remember them.
No, they are a long time. I cannot remember that perfectly.
Did you receive some come by from the cell or not?
Some come by ya mutale bang kata kabundi cielo kono bang fo.
As you can know, but I cannot remember.
Could have been, but I cannot remember.
Like I told you,
but you are brave enough to say that he lied about you putting cuffs in his hand.
Yes. It's not going to handle that is a lie.
If Sam said that I handcuffed him, that's a lie.
But you cannot even remember going there.
Yes.
You don't rule it out.
I cannot remember much more to put a cuff on his hand. What is wrong by cuffing?
Mr. Witness, do you rule out the fact that you went to get come by from the cell? Do you rule it out?
Yes, that's it.
Were you working on this? Were you working on this particular case?
Particularly on the rebels. The suspect or the information I received, we arrested them and bring them.
Did you deal with cab by?
I did not deal with cab by.
All right. Was your unit involved in this matter?
Special operation
Yes, special operation was there. They were. I think more was part of the investigation.
Exactly. And you were part of the investigation.
We are arresting. I want you to understand one thing. The arresting and the investigation panel, these are two different things. You arrest, they give you a name of somebody or a location or whatever. You go and bring him, but you are not part of it. Not everybody. Some people are selected to be part of panels.
All right, let's hear what the witness said.
Okay.
Can you give us a moment, please? Counsel.
Yes.
Just a moment.
All right, thank you. Lamin Darboe took me upstairs where I found a panel set and waiting for my arrival.
Lamin Darboe en Samba Santo tata ngatra alfalbe sirinje milia ko wellem panelo nyinti.
I heard Alaji Moore telling them that this is the soldier that Bo bring here to support a statement as a witness.
Ko ngamo Alaji Moore ba fokan ko ñinen sojaro ti mialan ko ya natinan pra fasandir ke set diam ko mialan ko ye wala fo.
Is this true?
Fonyi mo toñalti.
Cannot remember this.
Exactly.
Haklo ma ñimade.
The panel consisted mostly of police officers and NIA personnel.
Wo panelo ñi yemil londi mil siata je baka wallem police olti ani NIL.
That lying?
Council, this I think some Kambai is missing something because investigation mostly black soul cannot torture at night, but night investigations I cannot remember that definitely. Night panel investigation much more involving police and no, I cannot remember this.
I mean,
maybe he missed the time.
So he missed the time, but he got the other details right.
No, I cannot.
It's in the night, so I don't know.
When he said the police are there to take his statement, then it must be daytime.
Most of these panels worked at night.
Mr. Siedo, nying panelo mi kajete. Ila doko Jamaica minke ka beke sutole.
Is he lying when he said that when I told them that there wasn't anything I was a witness to, Alaji Moore then kicked my legs in an attempt to put me on the floor, and I did not fall down.
Ntemanke fendi coming CDR in the quarter, nying quarter. Wato Alaji Moore enta endam funsingoto prunga boy duma.
I did not witness this.
Then Lamin Darboe took off the cuff and asked me to undress naked, and I refused.
Lamin Darboe I am below bondi sitting, or what will a conyako prunga urang nakensema.
Big lie.
You see, Lamin Darboe, the problem you have here is
Yaja Lamin Darboe, kolea ko mbe fe jang wo munyineti ko.
for Lamin, for Kambai
Puru Kambai,
to fabricate this story,
kanyin kuma kongol be de dateng.
he has to have had detailed knowledge about how the NIA operated and their personnel.
Wonyanta tarala londo sodo back from NIA la karole ke la doko ke nyaming anila mol mi ya ko ni doko.
Just a moment.
Batu doman.
He knew that special operations were involved in this particular operation.
Alon le mi ya lon ko wole kanyin doko ke kafu mile special operation. Wol da be
These are
doko
cook stories.
Correct? He knew special operation was involved in this matter.
Ay alon ne ko ma la special operation e da be nyun ko kono.
Correct?
Fonde.
He knew who were the personnel of special operation, Alaji Mor and yourself.
Ay alon ne milbe doko la wo special operation kono alaji morani fongo.
Sam Kambai Teolonola at that time. Sam Kambai is a soldier.
Sam Kambai.
Before we never interacted with him. Sam Kambai, I detained Tajele. It was that period maybe he will know one or two things. This here says cook allegations.
Sam Kambai couldn't have known us at the time because he was a soldier and we never interacted with him before.
Witness, the problem
It's
you
a false one.
The problem you have
Sedo ite kolea ko min be bulu wala nyinti ko.
is that Sam Kambai seemed to have known precisely
Sam Kambai londo sodo le fond
precisely
de.
special operations,
Wala special operation de.
that the two significant personalities in special operations, Alaji Mor and Lamin Darboe,
Mo kuma flol min be wo special operation de wala Lamin Darboe tani alaji mor.
he seemed to have known that the techniques include kicking you down, cooking you to fall down, and stripping you naked.
Alon no ko wol ka dogo ke nya wala nyinti ko ke dam fule ye boy andi ye wurang ye ke kensang.
And torturing you while you are naked. He could not have guessed all this. He could not have guessed it. He could not have fabricated it.
Council, I had part of Sam Kambai's testimony. Sam Kambai need staff dole be detaining the same time.
Sam Kambai was detained alongside one of our staff.
Who was he?
I believe Kebaseka. Kebaseka. Yes. What Sam Kambai said.
Would Kebaseka know what happened?
These people I heard they were together. He says it here. He said it here. Keba also said it. They were together at Mile 2 for so long.
So Keba, but Keba would know the personalities at the NIA.
But Keba,
wouldn't he?
Yes.
So Keba would know what has happened. Wouldn't that be the case?
Keba, maybe.
Okay, now
because at that time,
just answer the question.
Council, when I want to say something, allow me to say it.
Look,
at that time, I did not know with Keba in person. Keba mantelon teman Keba lo molkon.
But how do you know he did not know you?
Keba did not know me. I'm very 100% sure of that.
How do you know what he knows?
This is very plain. At that time, Keba did not know me. We did not know each other.
Well, you can only say that you did not know him, but you cannot say that he did not know you.
After in problem when they say Keba is one of our staff and I'm Mile 2, he was taken to Mile 2.
Okay, let's hear what Keba has to say.
Yeah.
Keba said, Alaji Mor stripped me naked and cuffed my hands. It was so tight that it made my hands swollen. And it became even difficult to be removed. He started beating me with an electric cable all over my body. The only effort I had was to protect my face and my private parts. Alaji kept asking who prepared the documents of the bike, but I repeatedly said, I don't know.
Alaji ko a continue ka nyinin karo ka jumale nyin kayto deda m continue do fra ka fa hanintende.
Then he would continue whipping me with the cables.
Continue la kalipa wala nyama ni wo yaro dok.
He whipped me to his satisfaction.
Ay lipa fa fonse wota.
And further ordered
Anata fo yamaro di ko tenka.
Lamin Darboe
Darboe.
equally
Wo fana
beat me
mbute
seriously.
Back
Not true.
Wo manke to nyati.
You see,
It's not true, Council.
So you called in Keba Seka.
Itele Keba Seka
Yes, because Council,
You said he was there.
if you can remember, I was referring you to a particular document.
Ni hakilo ba
This document, so drunk, Council, please.
Give me space, give me time.
No, you but so drunk, please. Let me explain this person to you. I told you, Keba may have known me after this phone call. Go into phone Keba long after this problem. When I understand he was at mile 2, and no document je rebel the record book of Birim Blow Atakang. Naje any more transaction they recorded because they also were accounted for.
I told you,
you sign it.
I told you, I only got to know Keba after this problem when I was told that one of our colleagues was in mile 2. And it was also when I got hold of the rebel book, because for them also, they recorded all names of the people who had transactions with them.
That was where I saw Keba Seka, Victor Demba, and whoever.
That
was after this, after the investigation. That's the time I saw it.
Mr. Witness, you said Keba Seka, whom you did not know, would know what happened during that time.
These people are together. They cook this thing, Council. Swear to God, they cook this thing. Yes, these people were together for so long at mile 2. I don't know. Why is it that anytime
Mr. Witness, listen. I ask the question.
Okay.
I give you the opportunity to say things, say them, but allow me to ask my question.
Sorry
Samba Gajaga was part of the panel. And he confirmed this story.
Then he has not spoken the truth.
Yes.
Mr. Witness, the problem you have is each time a person mentions your name, the person is lying.
Samba Gajaga mentioned my name, Council. That's a very big lie, because Samba Gajaga was the one I was arresting with these rebels. How can I be there and at the same time I am at the panel there? I am sitting with him whilst this man is beating. Why will I hide? Why will I say no to that one? Why?
You see.
If I witness it, I say it.
This is not an argument. You just have to answer questions.
Then it's not true. Take it. It's not true. That's what I said. Take it, please.
Samba Gajaga puts you there during this torture session.
He lied.
But Samba Gajaga was your colleague.
I know him very well.
So
he was my colleague, and yes.
Okay. Keba Seka was your colleague. And he was also a detainee. He also lied.
He lied. They cooked this. It was Keba Seka and this man who cooked this.
But Gajaga has to be in
Gajaga, I don't know what might happen. It is possible, because many allegations were leveled against me here. We are very, very, very big.
Yes. Are you disappointed in your conduct? You must be regretting the things you did. We will come. I'm coming to what you want. You are asking me whether I all these things, all these ones. I said this thing. I'm not referring to this other one. Okay, let's continue.
I'll continue.
Then Mr. Seka went on to say.
Mr. Seka continued the Kafoko.
Keba Seka.
Okay. Keba Seka.
After you
read it. You read him. You read it already.
I am reading another one.
Okay. Go, sorry.
It's too much.
No, I'm not.
You could not.
This is not a laughing matter.
You could not have.
These are serious, because we are trying to reconcile.
Witness,
We say reconciliation.
Mr.
I don't think we should try to divide each other among ourselves again.
You see, it is you who's doing that.
No.
Yeah,
Many allegations were leveled against me, and I accepted them. Again, what is coming.
Well, you just...
These ones are long time. All these operations, all my boys that confessed, came and said something here. Did any of them mention that I stripped somebody naked? I cannot do that. I cannot just... my fellow human being, I cannot do it. But I cannot do it myself. I cannot order for somebody to do it.
And not be able to do anything about it, but I would not
Council,
do it myself.
I'm a Muslim. I'm expecting my dad every day, every second. This day will pass. TRRC will go. We all admire this. It will go. Yesterday,
Mr. Witness.
is coming.
Mr.
We are in
Sedo.
Okay.
I'm
I
quiet
see.
now.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
All of a sudden, Babukar Akjalo intervened and said to his co-panelists that why can't we listen to what Seka is saying? Was this person there, Mr. Jallo?
I was not in this place, Council. I cannot tell you whether Jallo, why is he making a dead person as his witness?
Which
ARK Jallo.
But if ARK Jallo was present, he should not name him. It was at the moment Alaji Moore and Lamin Darboe stopped the beating.
Okay.
ARK Jallo then said to the panel members that by Monday morning they should go to Birkama police licensing offices for further verification. Is that true?
You can hear that because this Jallo. No, it cannot be true because Jallo, the Jallo that they said is heading this investigation, and ARK, these are two different people. But who said? Seka says here.
Who said that? You see, it's difficult to lie.
Council, I listened to Seka's testimony, and that's what you are reading to me.
Listen, if you were not there, you would not have known that it was another Jallo who headed the investigation.
I listened to Keba's testimony, Council. I listened to Keba's testimony. Without Keba's testimony, I will not even know that it was Babukar Jallo who headed that investigation.
Okay. All right, okay. Let's continue with Kambai and hear what he has to say.
We get him back there.
Yes.
Okay.
It's inconvenient. I know it's difficult.
I don't know. It's not about that. But I think you told me. I told you, Kambai lied. Kambai cooked this with Keba Seka.
You see, Mr. Witness, listen. This was the time when it was normal at the NIA to strip people naked and torture them during questioning. This happened in 2007, wasn't it?
2007.
You can remember 2007. When did I tell you I was moved? In fact, at that time...
Mr. Witness, don't be too talkative. Just answer the questions and leave it at that.
Please.
This happened in 2007, correct?
2007.
I cannot remember, definitely.
You are not serious.
I cannot remember, Council.
You told us this happened when you were just transferred to investigation.
I did not reach there. I said when I was just about you stopped me. I keep quiet.
When you go home, listen to the tape.
Which one?
This hearing.
But this
For heaven's sake, listen, Mr. Witness. Listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
We should cut this nonsense. Stop it.
Thank you. Abarka.
When you go home, watch this video. And you should see on each issue how many times you have changed your story on a particular issue. You are called to that, you said it's something else.
I don't change.
Okay. Kambai also said. Kambai also said. Lamin
Darboe
took off the cuffs.
You read that to me? You read it here?
I did not.
Ah, okay. Okay.
If you're not listening, you would not hear. What I read was Lamin Darboe put on the cuffs.
You said Lamin Darboe took off the cuff. You said it, Council. I am with you.
I am not angry. I'm not annoyed. I am disappointed.
Let me before you go, let me say what you read there. You said Lamin Darboe removed the handcuffs with me. More asked me to
Mr. Witness, shut up and let me continue. Because if you're being rude to me, I can equally be rude.
I'm not rude. I'm not.
No, because you are just interrupting me consistently. Stop the nonsense and just let's have a decent interaction.
Sorry, thank you. I'm not rude, and I cannot. Council.
That's what you're doing. You're just consistently interrupting me.
Sorry about that.
Then Lamin Darboe took off the cuff and asked me to undress naked.
Lamin Darboe
and sit on the floor. And I refuse. I can't if Alhaji Moore or someone else, but this person called me and when I turned to see who it was, then the individual hit me on the upper part of the eye with a metal and I passed out. This too is lie. And this is the first torture he talked about. He said, after a few minutes, I regained consciousness and I realized that there was blood all over me and I was naked, and that was when they started beating me.
Kabring minute dantan dorong ngam fang kalama ngajo ko yelo be nyada be bala.
There were about 4 or 5 of them beating me. And I believe what they were using to beat me had some metal, because any part of my body that these whips touch tears my flesh. The marks on his body.
And
the irony is, Kambai seemed to have known exactly how the NIA operated at the time.
That is possible.
Strip the person naked. Beat the person with cables that have metal in them. And he had the marks to prove them. And he said those were produced by you.
That's not true. It's a lie.
And an important thing is, where Kambai did not know who did something to him, he did not mention a name.
Like 5 of them beat him. 5 of them now, whose name were mentioned?
He doesn't know.
This is it. This is why Sam Kambai did not know me, Council. I told you.
But Sam Kambai knows Lamin Darboe, who was working with the NIA and responsible for MFDC.
Before that time, it's not before that time, no.
No. Were you working on MFDC?
Yes.
Were you involved in arresting MFDC rebels?
Yes.
Was Kambai arrested with regards to that particular case?
Yeah, almost, yeah.
You're not
the same. I did not arrest Kambai. Kambai told you how he was arrested. Kambai was arrested by military personnel, not us.
Military soldier.
I will proceed, Mr. Chair. The Commission would make its findings on this. If you continue at this rate, you would emerge as the biggest liar to have appeared before the Commission.
But I'm not lying. I cannot be on the oath and I lie. As a Muslim. I've admitted a lot of things to you. But some of these things are fabrications, man.
Please proceed.
Council, continue. By the way, Bobaji was angry at how Kambai was treated. Bobaji was lying.
How will I know? How will I know about this council? At that time.
Bobaji testified here.
I was not there.
He said the next day when he went to see Kambai, he saw the telltale signs of torture on him and he was horrified.
Did he, yes, okay, I offer Jan. Did he tell you, I info that become an operation, drug operation, he was pointing gun to somebody's head? Did he say that here?
Did he tell you that, okay.
That who?
Huh?
Who?
At one of the Guinea-Bissau nationals, Bobaji?
Yes.
Yes.
And what is wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with that. Okay. It's okay. Sorry about that.
And then the witness went on to say, after a while, one of the panelists asked them to stop or else they will kill me. And they stopped. And Bobaji arrived. I heard him pushing and pulling with Alaji Moore. Bobaji confirmed that that is true.
I was not there. I was not there. I cannot know whether this is...
Mr. Witness, in fact, what you are now suggesting... What you are now suggesting is that that this guy, all the things he said about are true, except the things he said about you.
No, I cannot... Sam Kambai Mambute or Abute.
I cannot say that Sam Kambai was beaten or
it's a lie. And Bo will not sit here. Bo will not sit here and say I'm part of that one.
But the thing is, Mr.
Go ahead and interpret that. It's important. Please go on. Allow him. He was just going on and on.
Sam Kambai says that I was the one that handcuffed him from the cell, taking him upstairs, and took him there, and he was beaten there.
It's not true.
I said that is not true.
That's the time Sam Kambai, the same time
He also said that I was the one who removed the handcuffs from him.
All these ones, because conference hall at that time.
I said all of these things, because I was not in the conference room at the time.
Arresting officer, the investigation panel.
I cannot be an arresting officer and at the same time be in the investigation panel.
But that too is another lie. That is another lie. You agree?
I have to know what lie is it. What is the lie?
What you've just said is a lie. That you could not be working at the panel and be an investigating officer. That's a lie.
I cannot be an arresting officer.
Yes.
Investigate part of the panel. That's what I said.
You said that was impossible.
I cannot be two counsel at the same time.
I cannot be two at the same time.
You worked with Gajaga to arrest?
Yes.
Gajaga was member of the panel?
Sometimes, yeah. Gajaga, this time, then, Gajaga was next to Alaji Moore. ARK is next to... No, excuse me.
Mr. Witness, the MFDC rebels you arrested, you did so together with Gajaga.
MFDC rebels,
you arrested them together with Gajaga. And Gajaga was a member of the panel. Stop the lies.
No, Council, I disagree. Anytime, I told you, Gajaka is then. Gajaka is next to Alaji More.
Gajaka said
ARK is next to Gajaka.
ARK bulata Gajaka.
I cannot be part of that investigation. Take it from me. This is what I'm telling you. Can you please take it?
There is no allegation that you were a member of the panel. The allegation is that you were working with the panel. Alaji More was not a member of the panel, but he was working with the panel. It was special operations that was bringing in the people.
Special operation.
It was special operations that was torturing the people.
Special operation.
You and Alaji More.
I disagree. All those panels, Alaji More was part of it. All those investigations. They testified here. You hear it. Alaji More was part of it. I am not part of it.
So, what is so special about you, Lamin Darboe? Sam Kambai did not know you from Adam.
Sam Kambai made a long for now for nada.
Each time he says things about people he did not know, he said, I did not know these people. But each time he says something about people he knows, he names their names and he includes you.
And why would he do that?
Testimony konako ndeni Musa Kindeleta kate appeal ko.
Please accept testimony that it was myself and Musa Kinte who went to him to appeal to him.
Accepted that statement. It's a very big lie.
Well, not only that. He said he was tortured a second time by yourself and Musa Kinte, amongst others.
It's not true. I
did not touch Sam.
And a third time.
Okay.
Yourself, Lamin Darboe, Musa Kinte, and Alaji More. And no that I did not recognize. And he was stripped naked again. And this time around, something was tied to his manhood and pulled. Mr. Chair, and this is the worst of the worst that happened.
Yeah.
In the hands of this person, Lamin Darboe, according to the witness, and Alaji More.
According to the witness, I'm telling you, Council, this is a very big lie. This is a very big lie, and this is the point I was talking about. When we say we are reconciling, why are we causing each other again? Why are you trying to cause each other? Sam is not a small boy. Keba is not a small boy. If they cook anything, it's there. Take it. But what I tell you, please take that.
And Gajaga too?
Gajaga Fana?
Yes. Yes.
So
I was dismissed for.
Lamin Darboe, listen.
Lamin Darboe,
as far as you are concerned, everybody else is a liar. Except Lamin Darboe.
I'm not saying that. I did not say that.
What
is true about me, I admit it. What is not true about me, I disagree. If that is why I take myself.
Yes. You know what? You are the most notorious NIA officer of recent times. But you have portrayed yourself as the cleanest NIA officer. The only NIA officer to have led special operations. Who has never put a finger on a person.
Yes.
You want us to believe that?
Yes. Momo nata je kamemfo. Inata janteni tole nyolo nentole we all know each other. But I can tell you outright, even if all of them are sitting here, I'll tell you who said who. They all lied. It's a lie. These allegations that they are trying to put on me, I will never take that.
I can accept that.
If anyone is after Alajmor, let them go for Alajmor. Let them not associate me with Alajmor.
Could you listen? Are you ashamed to be associated with Alajmor?
Why will I be ashamed to be associated with him? But I understand that anywhere they try to mention Alajmor, they bring my name. Working together with somebody, does it mean we are the same whatever? We are two different personalities.
Well, the commission has noted that. The commission has noted that. Okay. Everybody lied against you. The victims lied against you. Your colleagues lied against you. You are the only one speaking the truth. Okay, let's proceed now. Sam Kambai and Keba Seka. And they said you also participated in the torture of the Casamance rebels.
They said.
Yes.
It's a lie.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on. Let's move on. December 30th.
I don't want to.
December Karo till Tansabo.
2014.
2014.
The attackers of those who wanted to stage an overthrow of the government. Those who were arrested. Did you have anything to do with them?
Never.
Never.
Did they? Okay.
You said never. Okay, let's hear what your staff had to say.
No, the other one.
Council, who is that individual you're looking for? What's the name? Is it Fatu? Or?
No, I'll come to that, Mr. Chair. I'm just looking for a document that I may have misplaced.
Yeah.
Your staff said you had responsibility for all these people.
I think I've explained that to the investigators.
You said you had nothing to do with them. And this is what Balde said. I can attest that when Alajimor left, there was no special operation, and he, Lamin Darboe, brought it back as he was very close to Director Yankuba Baji. And in that, his friends and families bring civil complaints, and we were forced to act.
Kabring Alajimor Botaji, special operation Fata Walanyam. But bawa eteni Yankuba director nying ina mu terimalti ina to kota ye special operation wulindi kotek fo la bango fongal ka minka wala nyinti mol banku dingo damangol ni dunta nyola e ka problème mol na te atol la je fon prali adeda ite mol deda.
True or false?
Omo tonyante fo tonyante.
Tonyante.
Okay. All right. Let me just proceed.
Batonga continue.
With that, he was promoted to officer commanding and given a brand new pickup car.
Yeah, the wokan dorong. Yala makamu fon lafa. Ya Kenya tonka ba katangoti inata na motokuto diala koteng. Wokan.
True or false?
Omo tonyante fo tonyante.
It's a lie. Council, call these people to come and testify here, please. These allegations, I cannot take them. These are very serious allegations. Who am I to bring up special operation as far as I know, never died. And it was were there. There was a director before Yankuba.
A new pickup?
For a
Before a new pickup, I was heading special operation. before a new people.
Would you accept that, in fact,
no, I will not,
would you accept that amongst the personnel of special operations, you had the least qualifications?
Special operation.
I don't know. I cannot say.
Did you care to inquire into the qualifications of your staff?
That is not Mamira mandate len kawolon bari ni bebe do ko len benga nyok tembe da kalangolon ne.
I don't think that was my mandate, but we were working together.
The graduates so me be do ko ke nyokam benga nyok kalangolon ne.
And even the graduates that we work together with, we all know each other's capabilities.
We know who can do what. No, I cannot say
I need to follow no council.
That's what I'm telling you. The certificate does not do the work.
The person said during the December 30 attack, he was in charge of all the suspects and kept them in different detention centers.
December karo till tansabokot. Eko wo mol mi yalan ko yebe mutaje be traité la marokoto and itele sika ke mabol selol konotari.
Those who were arrested, where were they kept?
Mili yalan ko ye muta ye mabo munto.
Can you answer my question?
But December attackers, I think I responded something, Council. I think it's better you check. December attackers, when it happened, the day it happened, that day was the day I was, this Balde that is talking to you, him and Jaju, we were posted at Yankuba's residence.
Go, Council.
To take care of Yankuba's family. We were there for more than close to 2 months. How can I be part of, we were there until when a detainee, a military officer escaped from the custody there. One Lieutenant Sane, I don't know. That was the day we were called back.
Okay. Do you know Usman Jallo?
Yeah, Usman Jallo.
Which Usman Jallo?
Usman Jallo Juma.
The one they said, I don't know, Sergeant or Captain, blah, blah. Captain Jallo.
No. Do you know Usman Jallo?
I don't know. I saw these things not of recent. I told you investigations, this allegation is false because I was not there. You can check. You can check at Yankuba's.
Why don't you just answer to my question?
I say no. I answered it.
Leave it at that.
Okay.
Do you know Usman Jallo?
No. Usman Jallo.
He worked at the NIA.
Usman Jallo.
Yes.
Usman Jallo.
Yes, if he worked, once worked at the NIA.
Yes.
Yes, I know Usman Jallo. I think the one
okay, and listen to what he has to say. We would see whether you are there or you are not there. On 2nd January 2015.
January 2015.
At night around 22 to 2300 hours. The special operation team led by Lamin Darboe.
Special operation team Lamin Darboe.
I don't know the rest of the names of the rest of the team, but fully recall Lamin Darboe brought in Captains Job and Bojan.
Montolonde milbe do ko special operation but Lamin Darboe ngo tolone wole Captain Job natinani modol.
To the charge office.
Na charge office auto.
And later,
demanding
the DG Yankuba Baji, and DDG Luis Gomez, also arrived. I saw them pass through my office window. And later I was called from my office by one of the staff to the charge office. Special operation team led by Lamin Darboe and co.
Special operation team Lamin Darboe
was tortured in the form of beating Captain Job. And then Captain Bojan.
Captain
Bojan. And on both occasions, In the night,
suto nyin kono
it happened in the presence of the DG
aketa DG fon la nyala
and the DDG.
and DG fana mimba noma
Other agents of the team
and mol mi yalan ko be do ko la woka fo nyin kono
were holding the legs of their victims,
ibe nyanta mil montora la yol singol muta
and others were holding the hands.
dol be doli bulol muta
To the best of my recollection,
nta haklo se bulan man no nyame
only one person was beating both occasions.
mo kilin ne tata nun libaro ke ka wo lipar fulol bela
Captain Job and Bojang were yelling and shouting for help.
Captain Job anim Bojang ibe wuri kampum de marola
It was the DG who was asking the victims questions while they were being beaten.
DG ni nyaton ko nyin wala be nun nyinin karola atara nyul liparo be kering
He too is lying.
Council,
fana be fani alla bang
nga ñi jaabi ñame, I hope you go through it.
I
That
responded
time,
on this paper, and I hope that you go through it.
Mantara office okuna. I was completely out of the office.
When they were being questioned,
Bori
I was
the
not
one,
in the office.
Bori was the one in the office.
Bori lebe no office oko.
I went with these boys I told you.
ndene nyim boyo leta
You can check. Request for Yankuba's residence security record.
ya jibe yankuba miltata kantaro
This is false. I was not there. These people's questions and whatever. These people, when I came back, immediately I came back, they started going to court martial, and I've been escorted. I used to escort them. That I mentioned it to your investigators.
You see,
Before the escape,
Lamin Darboe,
Lamin Darboe
you are so special
itemo molete mi yalan ko kumayata de
that the people you work with
mol mi
lie
yalan ko
against you.
mol mi yalan ko ni bebe do ko wala ibe kuma kongol fo kayma
Your victims lie against you.
ibe fania fo kayma andu mi yalan ko yewle man tora fana ibe fania fo kayma
The people who worked with you but also became victims lied against
andu
you.
mol mi yalan ko ni do ko ke anu inata na fana tajirinte yaso do wol ilafta fo wol fana fania fo.
And the interesting thing is,
all
of them lie against you about only one thing. Torture.
It's a lie.
Yes. Council. Panialam, this period you left questioning until
during their question time,
court martial. When this man escaped from the custody, that was the day I was recalled with my men to come back to the office. I was taking care of Yankuba. Even if he is coming home, they used to call me, we provide an escort for him. All that period, these people's questioning, confirm it from anybody. The diary books were there. Request them, check these dates. Please.
Kabri watu mnebe nyul nyininka kang fo ibe samba kang sojaro la kiti bundat atere nun tebe yankuba baji la kordato mbeje kanta kang fo la bon fo nil yankuba baji nabe sela e kon tolle kumandi pour nga dandang price nyul be mo fenete mi yalan ka bebe safari nabe la nga be na bugol kon ni lefta say so bugol nyinati nang
ala residence record security record requested you can get it that what
ni nyininka e ba soto la wo bugol ni pour ya ay sene
Mr. Witness,
your staff
said you are responsible for this.
These are normal things. What do you say? I know what I passed through.
Council.
I know
are
what
you suggesting, therefore, that Jallo?
I don't even know which Jallo is this. This is why I asked.
Usman Jallo.
He connived with
Usman Jallo.
Yes. He was in the charge office. Are you saying that Usman Jallo also connived with
Usman Jallo? This is a lie. These people's questioning, much more you say Yankuba is DG is questioning these people is a lie. Then I was not in the office.
But how,
Usman may miss.
How could you know?
No, Usman can miss. Usman can miss somebody.
How could you know it's a lie if you were not there?
It's an allegation. They said I and my men. This is a lie. Military detainees. I'm not. Yes, I've never come close to any of the military detainees in terms of torture. Military detainees are not made. Sorry, tell him. Say council.
Please allow the interpreter to interpret. The transcription that is being made is taken from the English language. If you don't allow that to be done, you're just going to hear nothing but shouts and shouts and shouts. And they're just going to put that in there. Shout, 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 shout. Endless. Please continue.
Akamum fo sedo ako ye la moy katu molle be jamia ko be kanna sorola andi nintol forman kile kantol kangol mi moy bantateng dolbe ko male be kanna sorola sa ni buke la moy lead council la diamol be bulan na nyokan anu nyin diamol mi be ka keten fenne mi yalan ko e nyanta ka be safele ay ke fenti mi yalan ko be kala records wolen ka safe sa ni mo nyol la moy akam to ko be muna safe no laje bla 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 be wole kala je
Council.
Mr. Witness.
Sign.
No, stop it.
But
You are alleged to have tortured or participated in the torture of Fernando Ku.
Ye tu mile ko idabulata mol kono la mi yalon ko wolle Fernando Ku ya tajirente ya.
Council, but we pass
Just
these stages,
answer.
please. Please, we pass these stages.
Mr.
Let's
Witness,
clear this
just
point.
answer my question.
Sedo nyinin karo jabi bang. Ninge nyinin ka jabi.
Answer my question.
Na jabi na nyinin karo
Tell
jabi.
them, yes, I cannot accept that.
Nta nyinta no la ko ten council.
You are alleged to have participated
I
in
did
the...
not, sorry, sir. I did not send the internal go I content them where I was not. I cannot accept that.
I said where I was not present, I will not accept it.
You are alleged to have participated in the torture of Ngansumana Fati.
Ye tu mile ko dabe mol kono mi ko wolle ansumana fal tajirente ya. Fati ansumana Fati.
Mantaraje.
I was not there.
Auto clear and Tambiraje. Mantara auto.
I clear that, please. We are
Could
not-
you allow me to do my work?
Tembula bangana do ko ke bang.
And this is how you are described
Andu yaje ya fote
by
na
all
beten.
these witnesses.
Komi nyi sedol be min forak.
Oh.
A terrible, unaccommodating person who would beat up anybody who would not do what you want. That's how the witnesses describe you.
Sedol ya fo beten ne mu molti mi yalon
Allah
ko.
George be
Imela
me
kol man sone ya.
Would you shut up and listen to the questions and answer when you are giving the tone? The chairman has admonished you 10 times. You are just interrupting people.
Ye be la moy la ye nyini karo jabi sinya jelun chairman ba fule illa moy ye nyini karo foema isina jabi illa moy nyini karo la isina jabi no.
Council, I cannot accept something that I did not do or I am not present. What I accepted, I've accepted. I told you.
Council, that's no fena mi ala ko mark.
We are getting back to what we exhaust already. I said no.
Mr. Witness,
Zero.
these questions would be inconvenient.
Nyini karo la atakela fenti mi abe diale.
But the questions would be asked.
But if nyini karo le ke dorong.
And no matter how you fitifata, you would answer.
Ye fam fitifata nya fo ye nyini karo jabi.
You would answer.
Fo ya jabi.
Okay? And please exercise discipline and respect for the commission.
Mbafule ko kuluo tamande jang
if you
ye bunya soto nyin commission o mimbe nyatilingola.
And if you continue like this, I would ask the chair to hold you for contempt and send you to mile 2.
Andu ni continue ta kamateng mbafula chair no ko praye muta ibe manyala ke kanja miyalon ko ani loi manta. So iki yeta si mile 2.
Let him proceed and test the commission and you see.
Continue tendoro ye commission o jibe ya jibe munebe kala.
Let him proceed and test the commission and you see what the result would be.
Sain continue dolong ibe manyaka minya ye continue wala ya jibe alabongo be kala nyadile.
The commission cannot sit here and allow this gross indiscipline happening.
Commissioner de sonda manya sifale continue jang manya mialon ka manke kuluwo kandi.
320 something witnesses have appeared here.
Sedol min nata diamola ja data fo sede keme sabar sede muanim feng.
And you are an exception.
And the itani wol fo man kelim fang.
I have showed you patience.
Ngamunyo tayene fo badat.
I have accommodated you.
Ngebula priye diamo keno.
But you just go on this tirades.
But hani say be manya la dorong ibe fiti fatala.
Calm down and take it easy and answer the question.
Ifanji ya ye diamo fo ye diamo damandama. Ngansumana
is said
ako
that you caused him injury on his genitals by beating him there.
Ite yatina la abalo baramata ala nyato abe abaramata. Ita Latin.
That's a lie.
Fo mu faniyalti.
Babu Cham ko Ansumana Lafa is a lie.
Babu Cham said Ansumana told him that. That was a lie.
Babu Cham said he arrived
Babu Cham ko ate natale.
and found Alaji Moore beating these people.
Ayatara Alaji Moore be nyimol lipakang.
You attacked them, Fernando Ko and Ngansumana,
Isabita Fernando ko aning Ansumana kang.
and you threatened them.
Ike silandi.
That too is a lie.
O mu
A
faniyalti.
lie.
Just allow the interpreter and then you'd answer.
Faniyalem.
Lamin Kapo,
Lamin Kabo.
he said
Ako.
when he ran to the police station,
Kabra borta kata police station oto.
you went after him
Ibulata noma.
and together with Alaji Moore
Anini Alaji Moore da tata nyola.
and Jim Drame,
Anin Jim Drame.
and you wanted to bring him back.
Lefta ka muruni lan kote.
That too is a lie.
Fo mu faniyalti.
Jim Drame,
Jim Drame.
he sat here
Sita janne.
and confirmed
Ay o seniyandi.
that Alaji Moore and Lamin Darboe came there. He could not recall Wanton.
Ama ako Alaji Moore ni Lamin Darboe nata je bra
He too
hakilo
lied.
bula.
Jim said he could not recall about Lamin Darboe because I did not go together with Job.
Jim ko hakilo man bula Lamin Darboe.
I listened to his testimony.
Mr. Witness, he said he could not recall Lamin Darboe present during the torture.
Aka hakilo ma ko Lamin Darboe ma boyta la watum na liparo bakering.
The only person he excluded in terms of those who went to the police station was Wanton.
Ay momin Darboe ni mol mi ko wala tata police station wala wanton.
That's a lie.
Fo mu faniyalti.
Now we go to Abbas Jaju.
Sa ngata Abbas Jaju la koto.
All your colleagues said you participated in his torture.
Ila monyol doku nyo monyol be ko da bulata ala tajirente yakona. Jibril
Kanyi said you tortured him.
kanyi ko yali pale.
That's a lie.
O mu faniyalti.
I told you Abbas was not touched. We talk about
I'm just asking you
Maliba.
questions. Just answer the question.
Ninge nyinin kanjabi.
Just
lie?
okay.
It's a lie.
Amanga tonyati.
Basiru Si
Basiri Sidu.
said
Woko.
you, him, Jibril, and
Ite
others
Jibril.
participated in the torture of Joko Sow
Anin dol.
and Seydou Sow. That too is a lie.
Atole Joko Sow, anin Sedi Sow, atole tajirinte ya. Fo fana mu faniyalti.
No, we exhaust that. I say I take that responsibility.
Ngo ha nsonta no wala.
You said that's a lie.
Iko manga tonyati.
You took responsibility,
Ika
but you
son.
said it's a lie.
Iko no amanga tonyati.
Yes, I said.
Ngo.
So, Council, this is why when we get back to these things,
Mr.
we will-
Witness, answer the question and stop protesting. Just
Sedo.
answer the question.
Jabiro ke nyinin karo la ye
exhausted that
daha
I
ke
said
ka
yes.
fwe be fam
I
bondela.
take the responsibilities because I'm part of it.
Katara balambaya.
That you said that's a lie.
Iko mu faniyalti.
I did not say that's a lie. I think
Ndama
we
foko mu
exhausted
faniyalti
that.
de.
Check
Ngamra
your-
ngo.
For heaven's sake, could you just answer my question?
Ngo ita
Answering, I
jabiro
said,
ke na nyinin
that
karo
one
la.
you tell me, I said, I accepted, we agree, we passed, forgot that one.
Ngo fole fonga bang
said yes.
tapita wala. Ngo ha.
I take the responsibility. I told you, yes, I'm part of that.
Nda bejele. Ngo fole.
Did you beat?
Yali
I
pa.
did not beat.
Mali paroke.
So the allegation that you beat, that too is a lie.
Sa kam to ko
Yes,
yetu mi
that
na
one
ko
is
eli
a lie.
paroke o manga tonyati. Ako ha tonyante.
Joko Sow,
Joko Sow.
he said you participated in beating him. That too is a lie.
Wo ko idaba mol ko mili abute fo fana mfaniyalti.
No, when I exhaust yes, Sonta.
We exhausted that and I accepted.
You beat him.
Ya butele.
Personally, no.
Ndefo kundi ngo hani.
So when he said you beat him up, that's a lie.
What do you
Sa
say?
wodo na
I
ko
told
ya
you
butele o manga tonya.
this
For heaven's sake, just answer the question, yes or no. What is
allow
your
me-
problem?
We
Yin
explain
Carol Jabi.
this, and I explained.
Sedo nyinin karol jabi ni
Answer.
Council,
Answer.
No, I cut off all the mic somewhere in the hole. Please, calm down. Just answer the question. There is a style of concluding the exchange in commissions like this. He is going through that. You don't, please, just listen.
Sorry.
22 years of causing brutality and all this mayhem in the Gambia, you can't just reduce it. You can't just reduce that to a witness appearing here and trying to confuse the situation, trying to bring disorder in a situation. Take into account 22 years of suffering by the people of the Gambia. And you young fellow, you come in here and then turn around, try to mess up our situation here in a manner that is just totally unacceptable. So you have a 9th grade education, beating people in the country, people who probably could be your parents, who could teach you 10,000 times. You turn around and start just causing mayhem in this hall. Our rules require us to be polite, to be respectful to all witnesses here that come here. We've done it. I don't normally lose my temper, but this is outrageous. We've got to continue. And you are not going to stop us from pursuing the mandate that we have been given by the National Assembly. Let's proceed. Council,
Sedo.
Go ahead, please. Sorry, go ahead.
Sedo.
Just summarize that.
Sanji morning fula. Mbenyim banko kanjang. Mbatora ring. Mbabata ring. Mbahalaki ring. Ite nananjam B. Pruko kumol kao bondi ka seneandi. Aka kebulu kubati. Ani Sedo mimbe fong minata inata diamujang.
320 something witnesses.
Sedol min diamutaja atata sedet keme saba sede muanga nimfen mil diamutaja.
There's been none like you.
Mo wo sedol be kono moti je mim joko koyte.
You are alleged to have not only tortured Abbas Jaju,
Me tumi doronko koye Abbas Jaju damale tajirinte yadi.
Joko Sow.
Joko Sow fona dabije.
You deny that too?
Foye balanta wala.
That's a lie.
Said yes.
Ha.
Amara, the driver.
Amara, driver nyindu.
It's alleged you also participated in torturing him. That's also a lie.
Afana ya fole koye dabe mol kono milia bute. Fo fana mu fani yadi.
Yes.
You were also alleged to have tortured Sadio Toure.
Tumi fana koye Sadio Toure butele.
That too is a lie.
I said yes.
Omu tonyati.
So you accept torturing him.
So esontale komi ya tojerinte yadi.
Congratulations.
Yo, nyinyi nyata.
For the first time.
For follow. Nyine kele sinya follow ti.
Now you have accepted
Ikasom.
that you have tortured somebody.
Ye mo sodole ye min tajirinte ya.
You have beaten somebody.
And ye mo fana lipale.
You have taken us all day.
Yen molta lungo be mumela.
Consistently denying.
Be balandin dorong.
I swear to God,
Be ngankali alala.
I have never raised my hand to beat anybody.
Nana mo lipambulola.
Welcome home.
Sang. Mbafule bismillah korda.
Move on to the
Council,
next question.
please continue.
Thank you very much.
Give you the floor, witness. Wait until I indicate to you.
Amin. Abel landa tambi kane sang. Sa ise la moy na ning kansuli ala nyinin karoke. Ise batu ning koy ko jabiroke ise jabiroke.
Council, you have the floor,
And
please.
the butcher, you are alleged to have participated in torturing him.
Ni
That
subu
too
wafila
is a lie?
nyimfana. Subu wafila nyimfana. Ida ketal jele miliyalan ko wala ya tajirinte ya.
That too is a lie?
Fo mu fani alti.
Continue, witness. Answer the question.
Jabiroke.
I said we did not know this butcher. I think that's what we said. There was nothing like this man.
Ko nte afo janna ko komi manying subu wafila long.
Eaten?
Fal nana mo muta nam
That
abuko
one I
alias
said.
mo
Please proceed.
I said no.
Witness.
So the allegation is a lie.
Sa kamto ko tumiro nyo mo fanialti.
Please go on.
Yes.
Fine. Now that we have that kind of rhythm, can we just continue that without any interruption?
Yeah.
Council,
Aye.
please continue.
Ma continue tem yamon.
Sam Kambai,
Sam Kambai.
he alleged you took him out from the cell, handcuffed him, and took him to the investigation panel. That too is a lie.
Sam Kambai ko ya boni nan selo kon ya bulo city ya muta ya samba kisi ro dalal be dami fo fana mu fanialti.
That is a lie.
Sam Kambai said when he was at the panel, he was kicked by Alaji Moore, and you unlocked the cuffs and tried to strip him naked. That too is a lie.
Sam Kambai ya fo jang ako wato na be kisi ro be kere nga be nunje ite cheno ni ya bonda buloto Alaji Moore ya damfu me parete na we left ka wurang ka baya wulu nyam.
Did that, but you participated in beating him while there.
Sam
That too
Kambai
is a lie.
Sam Kambai ko amanke woda mati bare da bulata mol kono la milia bute fang fo fana mu fanialti ba o man soto.
It's a lie.
Could you have?
Fanialem, it's not true.
Kambai said he was taken a second time.
Kambai ko ya samba sinya fulanjang ko kote.
Yourself and Kinte and tortured him.
Ita fongoni kinte alia samba ya tajirinte ya.
Is that too a lie?
O fana mu fanialti.
It's a lie.
Fanialem.
Kambai also said that a third time, yourself and Kinte and Alaji Moore, you tortured him. Something was tied to his genitals and pulled. That too is a lie.
Aya foja na kote sinya sabanja ko ete Alaji Moore anin kinte. Alia mutala kote nga alia tajirinte ya, alia fenta alia sita nyato ta mi alonka albasa bakam.
Big lie.
Fana mu fanial. Fanialem.
Kambai said during that process, you also beat him.
Kambai ko kabru wo be
Three
ke
of
kanu.
you beat him mercilessly. That too is a lie.
Kabru wo ko be ke kanu. Atol wo mo sabol alia bu tele kende ka fon. Fo fana mu fanialti ba.
It's a lie.
Fanialem.
The person who was arrested together with Kambai was Mr. Seka, Keba Seka.
Ye Kambai yani momi mutanyola e ka fa ne Mr. Seka.
Just like Kambai,
Min Kambai doro.
he too was stripped naked.
Atafana fal bina fal.
That too is a lie.
O fana mu fanialti.
It's a lie.
O fana fanialem.
And he said the two of you also tortured him another time.
Ako wati do kota atol mo fulo kota nata na tajirante akote wati do.
That too is a lie.
Fo fana mu fanialti.
It's a lie.
Fanialem.
And Captains Jallo and Captains Job,
Captain Jallo ni Captain Job.
your staff said
Ila dogo milbe doko le kote ko.
you were given responsibility over them.
Ye tele marandi la kola.
And you kept them in detention centers. That too is a lie.
And ye mabo alkamol mabo dinkiral minda. Fo fana mu fanialti.
That was a mistake. I said yes. I was not there at that time.
Ango mu mistake olti mantara nje wo wato.
Was it a mistake or was it a lie?
Fo fanialem bang fo mistake olem.
It was a lie.
These captains
Ako
at the NIA premises, that too is a lie.
Nying captain nying imon idoko nyonying ako ite dabulata mol kono mi alan ko nying captain floor nyi ye bute NIA fon kono ala luoto je wo fana mu fanialti ba
That one is a lie.
ni ala wo fanati.
May I say something?
Yes, please.
Nse fem fo no
Before,
ha
before you, this last question,
janila nying
when I was recalled back to the office, when that escape happened, yes.
abrigo wo mo nying kanata kabe wala wato te yam kuma na office oto wato.
But you told the commission earlier that you had nothing to do with these people at all.
Bari ya fo nun commission na follow to e ko nyum mol itani ma hani haji soto nyobala.
I said when that escape happened, I was recalled back to the office. That was the time I took over, because when that happened, they detained Bore as OC, the OC operation there. That's the time they detained him. He also became a detainee. Then that's the time I was recalled and I took over.
Ngo unga mfola nye kabri wo monyin kanata o wato le ye murundi nang ani wato min fana yalon ko bori mi yalon ko obe station auto nun jele ya mutale nu ya mabo so what time ole yento commandi pour ngana murun nanje.
I will not make issue what you have said. I leave it with the commission and they will decide whether you being truthful or you being evasive.
Ela nyum kumo manta so sor kala jede mbatu la commission ole bul wol sa jibe fo ye kumo min fo foto nyale foto nyande.
So all these people lied against you.
Once I deny, yes.
Good.
And how about
from people? Jahate, as an example.
Jahate and so Taman Seroti.
Golden Real Estate, you were extorting money from these people.
Golden Real Estate. Alkakodo tanu nyulbul indoko bunda.
Council, that's not true.
Council woman soto.
Were you in fact not taking money from people on the name of Yankuba Baji?
Foetel fong. Ibuka kodo tanu molbul ikata Yankuba Baji toyale kambang.
It never happened.
Why were you transferred?
Manat na ye bondi bedami ye soundi.
Using his name.
You
were a bad agent, weren't you?
That is not true.
Not only did you extort money from these people, you extorted money from Lansana Yafa. Extort money from people. And you've seen that from your bosses. You remember 200,000 from Yusuf Asedi?
You asked something, I did not answer you, enter into another one. That one is not true. It's 200,000. If you can remember, I said Abbas. I did not say use for.
Sorry, I meant Abbas.
The money, that one, yes, is true.
This was modus operandi of the NI. Used to happen. Drug dealers and all these people, you take protection money from them. That used to happen, correct?
I said I did, but I did not know whether it's protection money. I did collect money, and yes, that's true.
And you took money from Lansana Yafa?
Brahma Jaite. Okay, Jaite, you never asked me about this one, but I remember. This was when I was at investigation. It was an assignment from Yankuba. Yes. It was a business transaction between him and somebody. So Yankuba asked me to call him and to show him that receipt or whatever for him to pay that man's money back. It happens.
Issue is you took bribes from him.
No, that's never true.
And Konjira?
Konjira do.
Konjira? I cannot remember any Konjira.
You see, Mr. Witness, you came here with the sole purpose of misleading the commission throughout. The only responsibility you are prepared to accept is situations where all members of your staff implicated you in a particular torture.
For ila doku nyol mi yalan ko be doku le koto ni wato mi yalan ko ye tumi ko dabura tajirinte yamin
ko itol be kafunyo kan ye tumi those are the only ones you accepted
ikason wolda malama
except of course the last mistake you made, you stumbled and accepted.
Mistake follow ye min ke takita inata nason
that one you dropped your guard.
Ye ko jolonjele.
You came here solely to mislead the commission. And I end my questioning with that. But before I leave, tell the commission about Abdoulaye Gueye. His disappearance.
Which Abdoulaye Gueye? I did not know any Abdoulaye Gueye.
Do you recall the boy who, the young man who lived at Fajara? Cape Point. And he was arrested? And he was disappeared together with Tumani Jallo?
No, I cannot remember this.
Well, you detained him.
No.
You detained him in one of your secret detention centers?
Because I cannot remember this.
Abdoulaye disappeared around 2015, I believe, if my recollection is right.
2015.
Thereabout.
2015, I told you this time I was dismissed.
2015,
well, I can't remember the exact date. Perhaps we have to go back to it. But your staff indicated that he was detained by you in one of the detention centers.
That's where they went wrong. This time I was not, I don't know when in 2015, but I told you 2015 I was dismissed. This Abdoulaye Gueye, I cannot remember arresting any Abdoulaye Gueye.
Okay. Perhaps on that one I am willing to believe that you are not Leon Gomez.
Leon Gomez
Who detained him? With Sheikh Omar Jeng. That was my mistake. It was special operations.
Special operation Lennung.
And Sheikh Omar Jeng.
And
Nuha Baji. Thank you very much.
Baraka.
I have no further questions.
Thank you very much, Council, and thank you, Mr. Darboe, for your testimony.
Mr. Darboe.
Just to tell you that I hope your attitude and how you handled yourself here today is not representative of the Gambian youth. You're a very young man. This is a respectable commission. Commissioners have been given a mandate, very important, by the National Assembly.
National Assembly na deputy bungo wole doko dile nyanta minkela.
The President of the Republic appointed them these commissioners who are from very respectable background, respectable personalities that they have.
Commissioner mi yalanko ebijang President of Fongale Tombong and the Keta Mollet mi yalanko ela manya ke kuta e bota bunda kende balle to inatajang.
It is universal, but very, very particular in our culture to give respect to these elders, some that have been selected by the President.
Dunia be konolende nana ta horomo la karola barakumatale nin commissioner mimbe siri nyati non ye horomo ni mbunya tilila.
We cannot turn around and turn the commission into a circus.
Itina no dora ye jam falling ye janke dulate mi alonko mindiate dore boekela.
Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate.
Mr. Chair, just one last issue which I forgot to do. I have a list of all those persons arrested by Lamin Darboe, and I wanted to give it to him to take a look at, and just to confirm, and then I put it in into the record.
Please have the officer do that.
Ye molle to safeje mi yalanko kate Lamin Darboe fongale wol ite Lamin Darboe fongale wol muta sa leftale yewol to jibe dorong niya foko komi wolle dorong sa ta nga dundi ay kesede alongati.
You would see that some have been included in the list They have been deleted, especially those by Omar Cham and Tamba Masire.
Ibajala ko modol bije tie to safe jele bari nate tol nyin tutu jele sakatma mol min jogot Tamba Masire ani Omar Cham.
So the list would continue from after Paul S.K. Mendy.
Sa ibe continue la kabdati Paul S.K. Mendy la.
And the number of those arrested by you would be 115.
Ite fongo e mol mi yana ko itele muta niya hayma bitala mo keme mo tanilul.
And you would let us know whether those arrested by Tamba Masire should also be included in your list.
Sa fana isa fo mole na ta Tamba Masire fana e mol mi muta so fana dake no nyin tol nge kafu nyin tol.
How about this other number in that they write with a pen?
Could you ask the question? Ask it loudly, sir.
How about the you don't mean a number thing like 18, 19?
These other names
81.
which are numbered 18, 19, 81.
Bring it the document, let me take a look.
Those on men marked X lang, I will understand, but this other one.
Those that are marked with an X, I understand those ones, but the others.
No, that is, I think, 78, 79, 80. It's just the numbering.
Come woman, ye number nyinka nyamen 78, 79.
Up to here, it's up to 96.
Nyajibe water atara for 96.
And when you turn to the next page, it's 97 to 115.
Nya yelemandi ibajala ko 97 kata 115.
The one mark X, yes, I confirm those ones, and yes, all X.
Ye mil be ke X. Ye mark X.
Yes.
Sonta wol be mana.
The others on the other page
Yes.
Udol mimbo leral do baladu.
is just a continuation of the numbering. Check that list and see whether those are all people you arrested.
O number nyin jibe ya jibe fo wol be mo molati mi yalan ko etele muta.
Remember, we took this from the detention register.
Akilo sama ko isa lonko nying ngata nan dulato mi yalan ko e ka mol mabo wolto ni be mabole ka safe. Safto safero nyin to ngabonye na wolto.
115 persons
Mo keme mota nilul.
registered under your name.
Yo ite wolle molti mi etele muta. E mabo.
Registered meaning arrested?
Yes, and registered under his name as the person detaining them.
Sure.
Yes, many, yes, but there are few that they are not me.
Could you identify them, the few?
Dolby jente mo wol muta.
Okay, perhaps this can be done later.
Yes, indeed.
Senyin
I
keno.
was
Commission
going
can
to
give
say
you the
that.
document.
Why don't you just get it?
And you eliminate those that.
Okay.
Well, subject to that, you can give me the exhibit number.
That's
and,
right.
I would.
Okay, send me the documents back and I'll give the chair the exhibit numbers. He should be exhibit 193. On this occasion, Mr. Chair, I would want to put in the responses the written responses he has given to the notice of adverse mention, because that is important for the commission to be able to assess the credibility of the witness.
Sure.
So
but you go ahead and work on those ones. We will ask some questions from the commissioners, and at the end of the proceedings, we go through this procedural point. So you go ahead and then do that. But witness, as I said, you are not representative of the young people of this country. This generation is transferring you, the future of this country. You are the future of this country. Discipline, order, and what you must work hard to get this country moving. You cannot be somebody, you coming from that background. The young students going to school in the Gambia, they have no doubt commitment to have a good future for this country. To come around, somebody like you, 100+ arrests, torture, extortion, and all the things that got gone through, that cannot be the representative of the young people. It's a scandal. Probably it's an insult to those young people to think that you represent them that future.
Chairman kamun foye wala nyinti ko amajiki ko itebe sirin janne bi Gambia dinkel fondinkel la to yala jang kato ite fondinkel min jogo ko ite ye mol muta mi yalan ka niya hayma tata mo keme mo tannen lul wo makolle mi yalan ko wo jakalo warta bakele wo manyana bola fondinkel bala min jogo ko ite.
Deputy Chair, you have the floor. Yeah, any questions? We'll start with the commissioners on my right, on my left. Yes, I'll come to you.
Thank you, Chair.
Baraka
Thank you, Lead Counsel.
Baraka
And
Lead
thank
Counsel.
you, Mr. Darboe.
Baraka Mr. Darboe.
Mine is not related to the hardcore questions. I want to ask you, do you belong to the school of thought that believe that education does not matter?
Foyete da nyinin kala man ta kala nyinin kar kolom bate de foyete e dabulo ta karangola kono mi ya lonko e ka fo le school of thought mi ya lonko e man la fenna min ta karankola e man la fenna woto
ani commissioner nda man tara wol kono ko.
I am not a believer of that.
You're not a believer of what?
Mo e man la muna
Eko kombe mol kono men la miro come man believe karangola.
Whether I'm part of the people who do not believe in education,
Man tara o mol kono.
I'm not amongst them.
Come, okay.
Because carry on.
Family, vananta mo family la lanjurolete.
My own case was as a result of the inability of the family.
Background no membota kono o mfama la situation no.
The background that I came from, my father's situation.
Ramanche ko adiata nyenne ko karambalia.
What I did not please me to be this semi-literate.
Mfama nane kuma kilim fo ngalon ko.
My father once said something to me.
Jagal kumolem dron.
It was out of worry.
Afanye ko Lamin dinke follow buka karam bake. Ika katale ite men bete no mete na wol karande ba ite dinke follow la karam buka jamfa.
He said to
me,
me,
example din.
The first son's education is not normally very high. What you have to do is to make efforts to ensure that those that are behind you acquire proper education.
Wale.
And he gave me examples of several other people of that nature.
Wale mfana in situation warrant.
That was what warranted my situation.
But
God assisted me, my younger siblings, I helped them to get education. Those that have not gone to formal education, I enrolled them to train in skills. As for my own, it was just a mishap.
Now, the lead counsel did ask you. And you tried to justify. That education is not the same as what you call responsibility.
Ya long lit council ye nyinin ka jana ko ka fo karango aning femanta nyola miala ko komi wala re ye do ko dila pour yake.
And that you had it all in your head.
And ya be so to ko kono.
But the thing is,
But ko nyi mo munti.
Coming from an education background, I do understand that some people drop out because of circumstances beyond their control.
Comme inte botan family minto karantale bare comme modol bije fana nte woka ngalo nako modol bije ka karane min katina wala nyinti ko comme la family la taranyale ko wotina ila karangol bukat continue.
But when you started work at the NIA,
bare kabite dogo dati NIA
and they started promoting you,
ya dati kela makamol kafu,
what efforts did you make, if any,
ite foye cool kele mi ya lonko na tara ya kele fon
to improve yourself
kela makamo kafu
academically,
kata min tata karankola,
so that you could have the requisite competence, knowledge, and skills to carry out the jobs that you were assigned to do?
saje ese londo sotono do ko to mi ya lonko yebula wala priyake.
There are many young people who entered the service and take opportunities to improve themselves.
Mo fendinge jamal bijel mi alan koy dunta tanko bundato bari kato begele kaje ko ke fan la makamol kafu.
In 2 decades
Isa fo sanye mo
at the NIA,
ite be NIA
you didn't take any of those opportunities.
ite man hani fenke wo karola ke fan la makamol kafu.
You are quite satisfied with just rising up,
Akawanyante fele dorong ila makamol be kafu kanu nyamin dorong.
and your superior officers have some responsibility
Andi itara nyaton kol do ko be bulle nyanta ka minke
for promoting you to those ranks
ke la makamo kafu wo nyama kata wo makamol kan.
without sending you for formal training,
Aya tare me ki fan pour yeta karangala.
to the extent that you cannot even distinguish between beating and torture?
Folla bon fond ite man fatam fansi keno munen bute roti aninka mo tajirinte ya.
Can you please define torture for me?
Ngo lafta say tajirinte ya lafta yo la fanya wala mundi.
Follow ngila kuma follow jabi.
First off, let me answer to your first statement.
Ndanga do ko dari sanji killing before 1 year.
I started this work, and before 1 year, my father died.
I'm the breadwinner of my family.
Dale moti mi yalan ko family be jekirintal la baluoni on ko be Kenya.
So responsibility nga start biro watola.
That was when I took up responsibility.
Okay, do good lot of fana.
Also at my workplace,
na application okay sinya fula fo saba.
I made 2 up to 3 applications
kan sponsor nga kara
to seek for a sponsorship to go to school.
Request ke na file kono.
I think if you make a request, you would be able to see those files, those applications in my file.
Okay. In Sabanjango, Commissioner.
On the 3rd issue, Commissioner,
they understand as torture.
What I understand as torture
is severe than beating.
Wala fond diminta liparoti.
Ngaje leka like Yemo City, ya hang.
Like if you tie up someone or you hanged them.
Ngaje dal thing I understand ko torture is more at least tagiria tambita than buterot.
I think the torture is more torturous than just beating.
This is really not funny. Anyway, I give you the homework today. When you go home, if you don't have a dictionary at home, please take your telephone and just type the word torture and look for the meaning of the word torture. Please.
Sang mbedo ku do dilela ni seta suwo kono ni seta ya safe masingo kono ya jibe o wala natare man dictionary soto ya jibe internet o kono mune form torture ti.
Simply because you did not know the word,
Ko fa fodore ma wo kuma ko long dorong.
that is why you are inflicting severe pain on people
Wala nebe mol dimindi kan dimindi nya jow bala fo.
by beating them severely,
Ke lipa kende ke fo.
kicking them,
Ibe damfula.
slapping them.
Ibe tamol fadila.
Do you know that Kambai is really suffering?
Fu yalo na kamba batarim ba kala de.
He has got severe health problems
Mbadam to teng ala jakte kende abe ku kolem bala kono sen.
as a result of those beatings that you people gave him.
Wo mi yotina woli parol mi ali akala wole wo sabama.
And in the past month, he's had to be hospitalized twice.
Nu nyin karol min tambita ya landi leptan ko sinya fula.
How do I know these things?
Nganyul be lo nyadi le.
Because it's part of our urgent interim reparations that we give to people.
Katuko adabe kul kono le mi yalon ko nyanta ka mol ke kul ke makoy.
It is thanks to you and your team
Baraka ba ke de ni la mol milbe
that
ko.
this man is suffering,
Fo bi nyin tulo
His
la
family
nyimo be
is
batari.
suffering.
Ala badu ngol be batari.
and yet you say you didn't torture.
Andu ko hani say ko ima tajirinte ya.
So this is what happens
Ine ko ke
when we put square pegs in round holes.
ni nga kulta nga kenya la dorong komi mimbentol samba no la dorong.
I'm a bit lengthy today.
Mr. Chair, Madam Chairperson, sorry for interrupting you. You have said something important that's not interpreted, and I think it is important that be interpreted. I am sorry.
Okay, carry on.
Do you interpret this is what happens when you put squared pegs in round holes?
Ni ifongola multa yeke dulalto. Me ni multa yeke plaso do mi alon ko e mo lo do so.
Ilapta doro nga direct translation soro. Ni pikali tonko maluta ya pempeng dinga murumurun dingol kono. Whole better late temal ata fala tep.
Thank you, Commissioner Kinte.
I have made this intervention because we are tasked with the responsibility
Katu yento lebula pour nga nyin doko ke.
for making recommendations
Pour ka soutenirol ke nyin kola.
for the establishment of appropriate preventive mechanisms,
Pour komin ka bunda londi mi alon ka be tankandir kala.
including institutional and legal reforms.
Wol kono mil dabije wala nyinde doko bundal anin luwal tamanya fanala.
So one of the institutional reform recommendations that we're going to make
Andun sign doko bundal la karola mbe souterol min kala wo karola.
is that institutions
Komin doko bundal
respect
ya horomake.
the guidelines that they are given
Yes, sarfol mi yalan ko ye wolle dila pour yela dokol tamandaka.
in terms of recruiting people
Ni bina pour ka molta ku ka dokol mo
or
kutolta.
appointing people
Wala be molta kan ka makamol dila.
with the right qualifications
Tare wo mol nying ye londo sotole.
so that they do their job effectively and efficiently.
Isaje selo doko ka nyama anin siloka.
Thank you.
Baraka.
Thank you. Imam Jallo, you have the floor, please.
Jallo kane nyininka.
Witness,
Sedo.
as you can observe, I had left to go and lead prayers at Pipeline Mosque.
Yaje ko ni la crossero baka. Yaje le mfinti de jenne pour kata pipeline jamoto. Ka mol nyaton ka ya salola.
I hope God will accept my prayers today.
Andu nga duwa ko alama ale na nyin dual jabi.
I must tell you,
Sa nyanta ka foye ko.
you are the most difficult witness we have ever had in this forum.
Itele keta sedo te sedo mi alan ko ele ko koliata bake kata
You
menyi
are
sedo
not
ko.
only disrespectful,
Imanka doro ya horomanta ya damala itandide.
but you have no concern for all the evil deeds you meted on people.
Yewo ku jawal min beka mola man muli nyako to fenna.
You sit before us here
Kasi intol fo nyati ngola
from morning till now
Gabrin somanda fo nyin wato.
and claim that what everybody else said is lies.
Ika fo ko mobe min fo abe mo fanialti.
Did you count the number of times you told people lied?
Ko for ya kontele sinya jelle ba fo ka mol mi alan ko ya fanial fo.
Is that really true?
O mo to nyalti.
Is that really true?
O mo to nyalti ba.
I want you to give me that answer.
Lafta yewo jabi rodina.
Follow.
Imam, birimbe na testimony dalila.
Imam, when I started my testimony,
Ali al-Quran di nangal Quran muta.
you gave me the Al-Quran, which I held,
Andung temo Muslim walati.
and I am a Muslim. Whatever I'm saying here is not as if I am not aware of what I'm saying.
Okay, but ni ajeta ko ngal disrespect le o.
But if it is perceived that I disrespected you or I made every other person to appear to be liars, whether it's you or any other person who might have such thoughts, I appeal for your forgiveness. But I'm also careful not to say something here which will not be true, which would be in front of me tomorrow if one leaves.
Yeah.
You claim you are a Muslim. A good Muslim will never raise his hand against his own brother. Particularly in a situation where the person is disabled and at the same time at your mercy.
Ayatara wato form ya ko wo hadama dungo nying amon fenno wa fonga andite abetele buludoro adiate nyaaw nyanya may ba mari kala wala.
And that's why I will never accept any word you have said here in this commission.
Wala nante to sona hani kuma kese kilin na yemin fo nyin commission o nyaato.
You are not sorry, you have not shown any remorse.
Imang ko kuti ni misata minna.
And you are not apologetic at all about what you have done.
Andi mamulu motifa mi alon ko ipretaka ka mol hakadani priya yamfe.
If you are a good Muslim, like all the other witnesses that appeared before us, you will be apologetic. And you'll feel sorry for the victims you have inflicted pain on. And like all the good witnesses that appeared before us, you will openly say, I'm sorry for what I did. You never showed any remorse. If I don't tell you this, I don't think I'll sleep tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, the commissioners on my left. Then we will, Commissioner Kinte, you have the floor.
Assalamu alaikum. Lamin Darboe.
Lamin Darboe, I'm very disappointed with your testimony.
Ukitale menula ye tumi ye balang ngaumira ainsula akanyanda.
Things that happen to people, they accused you, you denied. I thought about it, and I am not able to move on from there. The people that you worked in the same unit with, if they involve you in any activity and they excluded them, if you reject being in that situation, that may surprise me, but only to a limited extent. But the one that accepts and says that I did it, you should know that whatever is ahead, whether it is punishment or reprimand, that person is the first to implicate him or herself.
Ni woy modo dabula je abekela hakilibo balet ya ne hakil nasi ba abekela wolde pray modo dabula je ko fanamba o fanambe jele.
If that person should involve another person, it's either it's going to be a case of lack of memory or
naivety.
Or naivety on the part of the accuser.
Bari ning atara o besoto la fanang wo nyanta kella killing netia manyana sianola.
But even if that were to happen, the instances would be one by one or one at a time. In fact, they will not be frequent.
Ning council be mako nola tumodo nte bedame nte brief total di nola bari nte ngamira ngamenu konti amina muansila una mansia woti.
If the council can assist us,
menu ke fango dabula tajiren tu ya kono le inite.
I think there were about 20 instances in
or
more where people have implicated themselves in an activity and also named you in them.
Oh, wole atin kalela abe kole ala bakele katu wol manke tole te ke fango dundi katu ilafte tele dundila.
Which is why believing you is going to be very difficult, because those people are not so foolish as to implicate themselves just because they want to implicate you. If someone wants to implicate another person, they simply implicate them and that's it. But they never implicate themselves first and then implicate the other person. Because he knows that the consequences that will follow will affect that person as well as himself. Can you look at that? I'll give you the example of Basiru C.
Ayala lanya kweka dino memfo Basire meitandin tolla adina te bakele ala komola anengala kuluri nyala.
By the religion that you are invoking here, Basiru C has a better foundation religious-wise, and also he's more religious than you are.
But asontale adabula tamenu kono.
But he accepted participating in having taken part in certain activities.
Anung ayala malo ningala ni toro ni nimiso itandile abulata menu kono.
And he expressed his shame, his sadness, and his involvement in the whole matter.
Ndala kuma kilenga omira nonde.
And I can recall one of his statements.
My
students that are scattered all over this country. If they should see me on television explaining that I did this to these people, that will surprise them a lot. And that is a big shame for me as well. So such a person would not involve another person, saying that they were involved when that is not the case. What I want to appeal to you, if you return home, tonight this broadcast will be repeated. It may be even necessary for you to seek permission and stay away from work tomorrow so you can concentrate and watch how you were pushing and pulling with the lead council. And you calm yourself down on those aspects that you were found wanting. You pick them.
Ye alamuta yela songo nila nimiso nimalo.
You hold God, express your acceptance, your regret, and your shame. And on the side of discipline,
yesafero ke ya atambindi nin council bulola bang ya tambindi bulula ye chairmano bolo sei yela nimisolo yitandi ye malo ning fama jio nin kuluwo yitandi.
You write to the commission either through the lead council or whatever way you can have it taken to the chairman, expressing your shame and expressing your regret for what happened, and also to humble yourself. I believe that if you calm yourself down and you watch the proceedings one time, that's why they said the brain is like a drum, is the head that does the dancing for it. Once it's happening and you are on the move, automatically your machine will rewind. When it's going, do not retard the movement of the machine.
No, don't deny or corrupt the revelations of the revision.
Yes. When you get to a particular point, it will tell you that we have gotten to this position. Put a full stop on that position. And wherever such a thought comes to you, whether it is the sound of the vehicles or the noise of the people that may be disturbing you,
atimmandila pour kabula nyi norma.
So it would be
Yela boy dalu
in the
jibe.
night that you can make a proper recollection and look at those areas where you have not done well.
Nte believe tako ni bulata wol norma.
I believe that if you followed that process,
Ibe tombe dantan bunda dantan no tombon nale fama bajele menna ko nyi nata nyunu lale.
you'll pick up certain salient points which you will know that you have forgotten about.
Warangoma te lale.
Or I was not very forthcoming on those points.
Waramma silantale ninson te la katu munestara nyato.
Or I'm afraid that if I had accepted them, what the consequences would be.
O mirol be fay karale yedi alala.
Put all of those thoughts aside and leave them in the hands of God.
O nyame ngila consent, babol ka consent wala mu hakilo.
The truth that your conscience will reveal to you.
Mafo eniyo de hakilo.
I'm talking about your conscience. Those things that you know is the truth, put them together and send your apology. And don't be late about that. This is my advice to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Before I give the floor to Commissioner Carr, Imam Jallo, I understand you have one additional.
Janimbe kumaka
Can you put on the microphone?
Mike.
Janimbe commission kumaka dila commissioner kala ngajelo ko Imam Jallo e fenna sota lafta men fola.
Okay, I didn't hear. Mr. Witness.
Sedo.
Are you still working for government?
Ebe do ko la mansa kunda na hanisa.
Yes.
Where?
Mundo.
What situation?
Anu nyadima.
Since I was redeployed, I reinstated Brikama command.
Since I was reinstated, I am under the
staff for like Gunjur.
I'm under the Gunjur command.
Subhanallah.
Of the NIA?
NIA bang.
Of the NIA? Oh,
NIA lemba.
Okay.
NIA,
Yeah.
yes.
Commissioner Carr, you have the floor, please.
The witness wants to speak.
Go ahead, please. You have a point to make?
If you're not sure they left them
Wait for
Commissioner Carr, you have the floor, please.
Thank you very much, Chairman.
Baraka Bag, Chairman.
And thank you, Mr. Darboe.
Baraka, Mr. Darboe.
I think today you've achieved a record here. I've been with our chairman for almost 3 years, but I've never seen him as angry as he was today.
Nina chairman natata nyoka ne fo sambina sanji sabasotola nyoka banana maja kamfata nyamintengana ne wo kamfasi fake.
He's not somebody who is easily upset, but I think you unfortunately achieved that.
Amanke moti mialon kala kamfaso ne ata da barite ya wotin na lebi.
And from the comments of my fellow commissioners, I don't think they expected your behavior today. I say that because I am like you. I am a young person. In fact, only two of us sitting here are young people, myself and Commissioner Jones. Fortunately, I'm happy that the chairman has set the record straight that this should not be seen as a representation of all young people in this country.
Chairman yesenandiro minke kaitandiko amanga ko nyimbanku dinke fondinkel be ibitelebe siri itoyala jangwale bela manyale kekam.
Now, regardless of whatever may have happened here today, I want to give you a second chance. And I would ask you this question. Do you have any regret? Because firstly, if not for anything, you are part of a system that subjected Gambians to horrible situations, torture. I want to give you a second chance. Maybe you made mistakes in your testimony. So I wouldn't want to believe what you did here was deliberate. But I want to give you this second chance.
Malafika lako komi yemin keja itautale yake. But say I left a wati do dire kotempurie falindiroke.
Do you regret anything?
Foi nimisata fenna leba.
Barka Commissioner Ka.
Thank you, Commissioner Ka.
Nimisata menna atambitale.
I regret.
Barkonga fo nyame investigator lianing lead counsel eh?
I regretted a lot, but as I told the investigators and the council,
Ndefana victim already.
I too am a victim.
But in the bira keda aning for B.
But since that happened up till date,
no quote alalabu.
I leave that thing in the hands of God.
But
But to respond to your statement, whatever I said here or whatever the lead counsel said to me which is not in accordance with the law, whatever I did in this country to the citizens of this country which ought not to have happened, whether deliberately or otherwise, I regret it.
I think, Mr. Chair, that statement should be juxtaposed with the fact that the witness made only one single admission out of over 50 allegations that have been made against him. And that is the last-minute stumble when he accepted participating in the torture of Sadio or Mustafa Toure. That's the only one he has accepted physically participating in. So that statement he made should be understood within that context. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Sedo nying. Kabring ya o tumirol min bela kam. Tumir kirin dorong asonta wala kada ablata wala kono. Wala utumiro mi yalan kay wala fajang. Sa lafta pral ya faham wa nyama. Komin tumir killing asonta wala kada ablata tajirite ya kono dame.
Thank you, lead counsel. The second is you admitted to torturing Mr. Toure as counsel rightly mentioned.
Komin counsel ya fanyamin tajirite ya karola.
Now, if you've admitted to torturing in one instance, why would you not torture in other instances?
Say, natere ite sonda karadola. Kwe bulata ye tajirinte yake la. Munati na karadola ite sonda no kwe dashi bula no tajirinte yako na watafana.
Commissioner Ja.
Commissioner Ka.
Malafika muru komembo ndambita menutula.
I don't want to go back to the issues that we have already talked about.
Council ye memfo.
What the council said.
Malafinga muru ba intambita jela malafika muru jeka.
I don't want to return back to them since we have already gone past them.
But I've said I've regretted all that I've did.
Mr. Chair, he did nothing, according to him.
I'm on Fenke, I mean for Mr. Chair.
So he regretted nothing.
I'm on Mr. Fen.
And can I make a point?
Please, go ahead.
Mr. Commissioner Kinte.
Commissioner Kinte.
I heard what you have said. Thank you so much.
Alama alayinke ombeke nyola faham late alani kilaka.
May God make us be people who understand each other.
Alayimbulala sondome nora jongol kono.
May God put us in the people, amongst the people who have great minds.
But mbe left a point killing of hadama dingo de ibuke nyong hadama dingo George no.
But I want to make one point here. No one human being is able to judge another human being.
Arako dino la carola.
Especially on the side of religion.
But
I never smoked cigarettes. I never smoked cannabis. I never drank alcohol. But you want to make the religion of those who drink alcohol put it over my religion.
Well, that's not a problem. I take it with good faith.
But
Well, Thank you. Commissioner Carr, you have, you finished? Oh. Commissioner Kinte, go ahead, please. Briefly, please.
Tonyalem alain ya marle prince katake kaka nyo George warani mbake la nga hakilo tu bake.
God advised us not to judge each other, or even if we are to do that, we do that in a very amicable way.
Wala nka categorization ke ko katu nka jele na kasalia ka pengulu ke nka menuje and so on. But you be den fenela me alo moment fello woto akola.
This is why we try to characterize people to say that the person is this. We say, well, we pray together, we do these things together. But this issue is something that no one was present.
Iman.
Your faith
uba ati aladoro nebulu
is with God only.
But
because of the shortcomings of our humanity, that is why we admonish each other, because when we see that what one is doing is not in line with the dictates of God, we try to advise one another. But that does not show that, and that we are saying that you are one particular thing, and that is very clear to us. If we had listened attentively to my statement, I said that you kept repeating that I'm a Muslim, I'm a Muslim. Someone like you also said that. But what he showed, witnessed by the whole world, if you should weigh the two, his would be heavier than yours. Truly. He was born in a religious family. It was because of his father's old age which warranted him to step in and take up the mantle of his father and continue to educate lots of people about the religion.
So, kene bato menu be laring wala mu indiko ay molu menu karandi ro barajo iko o be barajo lu kono le men hanni te baluri nga kabule no.
What is obvious for all to see is that the reward that comes out of that education that he is rendering is always with the person for the entirety of their life, wherever they go.
Tonya dunia tamu mo be bondi ngoje mi fenne be lari nyiede kata emenu karandi be barali wala dol ketal kuran karandalti dol keta dino fasalati wol mengo meng baraji kundo do baye wotole.
And truly, of all the people that he has educated, he has reward
ngani wala balance bari
make it. That is what I used as an example to try to compare and contrast the two of you, but I'm not necessarily saying that he's better than you.
But left a thing killing for you. Left a thing killing for you.
I want to tell you one thing.
Dina tiba katangumumeo ala baluo be.
The people who are the most religious person who is so religious his entire life.
Nice ala last minute of ala life ala obey nullified.
Whatever, if he does a wrong thing or shirk at the last minute of his life, all the good he has done in his entire life is nullified.
Andung wala na ala dandala kung hakilorun kakam nyolandi sapolukam.
That is why God advises us not to be judging people or to be labeling people.
Ato mo katala fabe kura laram kam 15 minutes later to prayer fire sirik obita jahannama. Kato ala le kale wala.
Because somebody can live his own life 15 minutes before they die, commits this sin and goes to hell.
But left more for a long me along kabe doku wala nung doku bundato.
But I want to tell you.
Please.
No. After you,
yes.
please.
I'm going to give an example of a youth who, in the entirety of his life, youthful life, spent it all drinking alcohol and fell in of motorbike schools.
But
he converted later.
But in the
end, While we worked together, he was the one that usually reminded me that it was time for prayers by removing his watch and his other actions. And also in the activities concerning religion, I know that up till the time he died, he was greatly involved in it. So, but if I had judged him based on his former drinking habits, and if I was not lucky to have worked with him and to testify this thing, I would have regretted it a lot, and if not, I would have been on the wrong side. And where I want to end with you, I told you earlier on that the drum that beats in the brain is the head that does that dancing. And this returns me to the statement made by the lead counsel that you have shown no remorse at all for your actions. Because what we said, that you go and recollect in your mind what transpired, because you are a human being. If you can pick up some issues that have been mistakes, by my advice, I told you, don't be slow about it and don't be ashamed. Express your regret. Return back to this elderly person, our head. And while you were making that statement, someone else was speaking to you, and I think you should have thought carefully about what you've been told. We worked with this man for 3 years, but we've never seen him this agitated before. This man knew him only for 3 years, but I knew him for the entirety of my life because his younger brother was my companion.
Bari ni wo be fo ñun men be fo ko la kana murnang e ka fo nye ntebuka siga saba mbuka dolo ming mbuka tae saba bari ko tae saba lalo ntaman tae saba la to fo nga tae saba la to fo ja wara dolo ming na
and all these people spoke to
ma fo de ti abomi
things they told you, you now return back and begin to tell us that you don't drink alcohol, you don't smoke cannabis, and you don't smoke cigarettes.
Ani ma fo le so na ya fo what I can fend for. Oh, I want to go Lamin. Ibe sora jawle ibe tembo mendo. Si hakilo to back.
Very, very, very careful.
Ikenya si fayi tandila la bango fango. Amine la fengol be tutu la fang.
Your behavior in the end nearly compromised your testimony. Because those the people that spoke, they have not yet even spoken about your behavior. When we asked them, they revealed the information that they know about the questions asked.
And so on.
If you tell me that I am praising people who drink alcohol, who smoke cannabis, who smoke cigarettes, and I'm telling you, if anybody with that kind of behavior, it will be difficult for the person to turn a new leaf. And I am telling you that if you don't turn a new leaf, things will be complicated for you.
Thank you very much. Council, you had something to raise before
I just wanted to indicate to the chair that as we sit here, I have received quite an extraordinary amount of messages from people submitting complaints against Lamin Darboe for either beating them, torturing them, participating in their rights violations. So I'll have all those compiled and submitted to the commission at a later date. And of course, including the observer people who you arrested and tortured. Their names are listed here. I have received their messages. So it would be submitted to the investigators and they would add that to his dossier. Thank you.
Chairman,
before I...
Chairman, left for wala nyinte ko no mbenyi sio minto janteng nga taxi jamala soto na mobile auto mol mi yalan ko ba fo kanko ni sedo mbe sirinjang ay butela ay tajirinteya and wo fana kono kibar bunda e ka fo mi observer ila doku mol mi yalan ka te wol tajirinte yala e tol be nyim fen ko kono jan sa lafta minna komin sa nyim fona bulala kul kono ngadi kisi kisi lalla ya bulala kul kono ay milke.
Fine. Before giving Imam C the floor, Imam C, you asked for the floor.
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh. Is it?
He didn't do so before, he just wants.
Does he want for the? He asked for it. Imam C, you have the floor, please.
Imam C la kane nyininka.
Lamin man de lima jakal rek moy.
Lamin, what surprises me?
Da nga jam fa sa bop.
Lamin mi ente jakal wala nyinti ye fanne jamfa.
You have betrayed yourself.
Gambia yop ken kontanu ci samir tay.
Gambia bi mo man kontani la kuwala.
Nobody in the Gambia is happy about you today.
So njambodi sak kontanu.
Ila dimbayal fong man kontani la kuwala.
Even your own family is not happy about you.
Da nga jam fa sa bop.
Ye fan jamfale.
You betrayed yourself.
Ñi nga fi fen lo yop ay khalifa lañ.
Yemil be fani andi jangol be mu alfaleti.
People you made to appear to be liars here are your elders.
Nekul ne dañ la bañ.
Manke ko iman la fila de.
It's not that they don't like you.
Da nga warona nangu li leen def rek.
Ñenta sonal dorong yemin kela dorong.
All you had to do was to accept what you did to them.
Wax sa digante ak Yalla.
Yeni ala toy mo fo.
And speak your truth between you and God.
Way li nga weddi ni ñom duñ la jégal.
Bari ye so ñun karol min nay tol tayam fele de.
But because of this denial, it becomes difficult for them to forgive you.
Ñi yop ken tuumalul la.
Ñul be kilime tumi.
And none of them accused you.
Ñi nga bokkon liggéey tudd nañ la.
Ini mol mi yalan ko ni denta doku klingol la.
The people that you worked with are the ones that
sédé yi tudd nañ la.
That called you.
Fana sédol fana ye to fole.
Da nga warona baye rek.
Witnesses also accused you.
Iñanta bulala non rek iñanta yam fo dan la dorong.
Should have just appealed.
Joke nga fi ben kaddu lolu yow rek ya ko fi def nga ne fetel nga nit.
Ite damala keta moti min sita jayta ko yemo bunki dola.
You said something here. You are the only one who said here that you shot someone.
Lo ñaka ci sa bop de bol sik ken ya go ñaka lo.
Fota fonga fene la balo kon e kana musicala e fonga la sabu fam.
Whatever comes your way, don't blame anybody. You caused it on yourself.
Thank you very much. Before I give the witness opportunity to make some concluding remarks, apologize to the commissioners and to Commissioner Carr. Strong reaction that I manifested this afternoon.
Sanjani mba watu dila sedola pra la kuma kan la bangolfo mba yam fo danela sekatuma commissioner ka fo ngam aku komin ko min kadambulu jam wala campagne.
But seeing Mr. Darboe as from the youth of the Gambia,
Mr. Darboe mu funding kelti Gambia jang.
My concern is that we do everything to develop a good Gambia.
Na min jareta nya wala nyinti ko ngaje ko ngakuo kato beke ngaje nga Gambia sambanyato.
A Gambia that has a very bright future.
Gambia mi alon ka be nyato kendo basotaras.
And that hope is reposed in the youth.
And will be nyanta kala no nyami funding kala nyanta tinala way soto.
So I had to express my concern the way I did.
What was I fongana ni kuya itandi wala fonga kuli itandi konga itandi nyami jante.
My apologies. I'm coming also from a background of diplomacy.
Mfana amba yam fo dan la bari mfana kata multi mi ala ko mbodana damen diplomacy la kata maje.
And if I may paraphrase Winston Churchill, a former Prime Minister of Britain,
comme Winston Churchill fo nyami mi ala ko Prime Minister lem no.
He once said that diplomacy is the art of telling somebody to go to hell in such a way that he would ask you for directions. Now, I'm not going to tell Darboe to go to hell. You're my own brother. You're my compatriot. But I may say it in a way that would make you ask for directions.
But
if you have any concluding remarks, please proceed to make them now.
Assalamu alaikum once again.
Greetings once again.
Chairman,
all commissioners, I greet you all. I seek forgiveness from you. If there is anyone who understood me, or if there is anyone who did not understand me. But I want to make it clear to you once more that whatever I said here, I was just running away from telling lies. But if not that,
I have maximum regard respect TRRC.
I have maximum respect for the TRRC. But the people who came and sat here, probably you know others and not all. But we know each other with them.
Okay. Once again, Commissioner Kinte,
before I move forward, on the issue of Commissioner Kinte, the reason why I raised that point, I did not say anything about myself here. I didn't say anything about my background. She was the one that sat here and said something about his background.
So I will quoting here.
So that was what he quoted for me.
So ndedu ni si ngalo ni si nala doko manjamfa nyawanya ngalo ni biring I doko datin kotanin bi.
I knew since he started work up till date.
So wale birako I dino compare drong wale atinanga o jabiro samana.
It was when he compared our religious leanings. That was when I gave that reaction that I gave.
But I meant for.
But what he said, I heard his advice very well.
And
what I will do, I will not reveal it here.
But
I will go over this again, that whatever I told you here, those that I accepted, those that I did not accept, those that I accepted, Mr. Sise. What is that? Okay, we are bantermates. I will swear 3 times that the things that were said against me here, those that I denied,
Billahi,
Wallahi, Tallahi,
make.
I did not do that.
I was very, very, very careful because Ngalon passed through men.
I was very careful because I knew what I passed through. What happened to me, I know.
My
wife is here, members of my family are here. But I never came here. People came to me so that I could come and appear at the commission. I said, no, I leave all in the hands of God. If I told what happened to me, God did not allow that to happen. It's possible that I wouldn't have been present today here to give this testimony. But as a Muslim, whatever God puts on you, that is the peace for you.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ko.
And God said,
even
if the whole world were to unite or to come together, and decided that they will tarnish you and accuse you, and they will speak bad about you.
For example,
just as happened to the Prophet, Ibrahim's family members thrown into a well. For every Muslim, between you and God, Ish and your God, You talk about that.
Na last na jang na wala for lead council ko.
My last communion,
because nka bula moto ko no onka sele masi malakan.
my last communion, that was what I told the lead council because I used to board a vehicle or ride a motorbike.
Janimbe futala nsi fano silokan.
Before I reach home, I may even die on the highway.
Last time, Chairman, the reason why I tata yenka fundi wo suspects wala for yen cheating sanjifula.
The reason why I was charged along other suspects that I was tried for 2 years.
He left useless against people.
They wanted to use me against people.
My own authorities.
My own authorities.
DG and several others.
The DG and several others.
To make sure a possible prosecution
so that they can have a prosecution.
Mansong.
And I refuse.
Yenkafuje ye wodali latina.
That was the reason why.
Yenkafu kiti bundado yensamba kiti la silomen.
They added my name there and took me to court.
So menkake mafoko wale keta in this matter.
So what used to happen? I'm not saying that is what happened on this matter. But I am suspicious that
the same thing wale big tamakan on me.
That's the same thing that is happening to me.
Ntete raka fokono.
I cannot be within a group.
Once again, ntela saya na kaburonka wale mirani ala temo.
Once again, I'm thinking about my grave.
You will see it.
What I'm saying, you will see it.
Chairman, you will see it.
What I'm saying, Chairman, you will see it.
But I swore to God.
I swore to God that whatever I said is the truth. I did not say that you should believe me. But all I want is for you to listen to me. I'm from a knowledgeable.
But manna jang commissioner pour si ka fo ete mu jumalati on tenga muneke.
But I did not come here to tell people who they are or not.
Nde manna jang pour nendi ala o nga fem fo moli lanna kuma kensen kan.
I did not come here to tell people things that they will doubt them.
Mbela kitin lam alalete.
Our judge, all of us, is God.
Wo alanka fo fem fo jang wala la silanya ati nante kaf.
And anything I say here, it is out of the fear of that God that I say these things. Even those allegations that I accepted here, God knows why I accepted them. May God grant us peace. God protect this country and prevent a recurrence of what happened before. And also for us to forgive one another. As for me, I used to say it well before coming here. Whatever anyone did to me, I have forgiven. But whatever I have done to any person, between that person, myself, and God, we know. I plead to them for in the name of God and the prophet.
Once again, commissioner member be
all the commissioners.
Ngaldani hakaboindola ni atrako na diamnya o na testimony mali kontane ali hakatu.
I appeal to you all for forgiveness if at all my testimony was not pleasing to you.
But alabe sedi ngala kulubali ata koma.
But God is a witness. After the indiscipline,
balangta koma.
After the denial,
nkatonya for drong menketa nsondala memmanke nko manso walela.
Sorry, me. Sedo me mo de afakute.
Nko walati na menketa ngamenke.
That is why I said what I did. I accepted that. What I did not do, I did not accept that.
Because
I was sacked from work and I was seated for how many years? My sustenance comes from God. Human being sustenance comes from God. Your security and your insecurity also is in the hands of God.
Chairman, this is my life.
This is my life.
And
this is what I based my life on. I accept that people trouble me.
Barente malafinga motonye.
But I accept people to trouble me, but I don't want to trouble people.
Anunka me women fojang.
And whatever I say here,
Ani feo fem before ka ani men kana.
and whatever is being said, and those yet to come,
Hani kabim bebe imbanko kanjane kiaman.
still all of us are in this same country.
Man sila nakuma kangoni na baro la nyimbanko kang.
I'm not afraid of what I have said and my work record in this country.
Allegation olu.
The allegations,
Ni be tu alabul.
I leave all to God.
Ha.
Yes.
Ni feo fen ketanna.
Whatever happens to me,
Feo fe ladante kang.
whatever comes
I
my way,
know alale wo safen kumoto.
I know that that was destined for me by God.
Kujamal attempta menu koleata nyinti.
Many things passed, which we are more difficult than this situation.
Alale in kanandama, alale mantabe.
But it's God that made me to escape those things.
Like I said, no one tended to rajambi.
Like I said, if not, I wouldn't have been here today.
But okay, mbe allow mari.
May God, the Almighty,
Ntolumu wani in commissioner molbe.
those of us and the entire commission,
Mol meni mina jang, witness all meni kana jang.
the witnesses that come here,
Allow mari, alayen tanka, ikana mislead no.
may God help us so that they are not able to mislead us.
Ikana yimbanko fitnandi no koteke.
And let them not bring mayhem in this country again.
Tilimbalia maralo kana ke no yimbanko kan koteke.
Misrule, let it not happen in this country again.
Membe menkeda yimbanko kamandia more clear.
What happened in this country is not pleasing to anyone.
Ntenga menke hani kada mo no madimbati eta no mala so kono yata.
What I did, going after somebody who is a responsible family man,
Yasinda,
from their home,
Yasindi, hani montro 1 hour.
You bring that person and make them to sit down, even just for 1 hour.
Nyimbanko kan benyame.
Given the way this country is like,
Mo be yalo ne ko is complete torture and trauma.
everybody knows that that is complete torture and trauma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Darboe, for your testimony.
Baraka baga, Mr. Darboe, ila kumakawala.
Council, you had some procedural points to raise and
Mr. Chair, I have exhibits.
Yes.
Exhibit 193 should be the notice of adverse mention for Lamin Darboe. 193A should be his response, which is in addition to his statement. 193B is the paper he claimed to have written, even though it was written or rewritten by someone else. The document that he was trying to read from, Exhibit 193B. I have used a few statements to challenge his testimony. The statement of Usman Jallo, that should be 193D. The statement
C.
C, Exhibit C should be the list of people he arrested and detained.
Yes.
A list comprising of 115 names. That should be 193C. And then the statement of Usman Jallo should be 193D. The statement of Jibril Kanyi, 193E. Statement of Usman Jallo, 193D. Jibril Kanyi, 193E. Alassane Balde, 193F. And Keba Seka, 193G. And for Exhibit 193C, the witness should go through the document again and identify those suspects he did not arrest.
Fine, we leave that in your good hands with him.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Council. Again, Mr. Darboe, thank you for coming to testify. This brings us to the end of our proceedings, for today. We'll see you all Monday morning, sharp 10 o'clock. Thank you all very much indeed, and sorry for the late closure. Meeting is adjourned.
As As the Gambia nears its 56th independence anniversary, GRTS, in observance of this important event in the nation's calendar, is proud to inform its partners and prospective clients that there is a massive discount on its regular tariff